Then I asked Lou if I could create a character like among the humanoids that we had basically met there. So
Yeah.
Hello?
Hi. Sorry, I lost track of time.
I did the same.
How dare you? How dare you?
I can't help it. How's everyone doing?
Good.
Good. I'm gonna jump back into some.
We're just waiting.
Are we running away?
All right.
We're just waiting on Glenn.
It's only 8:30. It's not time for like a snack break yet.
You say that. Yeah, so do we want to continue exploring this cave?
I think we were gonna make a
or are we?
But
Oh yeah, we were going to perhaps try to find a place to hunker down and put up the mansion if we couldn't just get out of here. But
oh, that's right. Yes.
because
Find a place to short rest?
we can't really.
Or are we?
Yeah. Yeah, I
Long
mean, if I don't know if it's going to be possible, but that would be ideal because then we wouldn't have to spend the spell slots to teleport out and teleport back in and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah. The holders are out for us though.
Yeah, and there seems here too.
Mm-hmm.
That might dispel.
Yeah.
Some
It would have to
spells.
be in like a where, yeah. So it's very unlikely, I think, that we could actually do that. It'd be nice though.
We will see. So looks like Chomsky, you were the previous scribe, which would mean it's Malin's turn to scribe this week.
Good.
Chomsky is still on quartermaster. It's the second week.
Cool. Does anybody want to take my inspiration because I am full?
Yeah, you can give it to someone else.
Oh, for the quartermaster?
For the scribe.
Yeah, for
Oh, wait,
scribing.
you can give away like the points.
You can give them away when you do the job. So he can choose to keep the point or give it to someone in the group.
I mean, I'll take it if no one wants it, but
Thanks. Yeah, you.
Then you yeah, okay.
What were you saying?
Oh, nothing. I misunderstood.
Because we're only allowed to hold 10 at a time, right?
Yeah. You could, I don't know, see what everyone's at story point wise. I think Malin does have the lowest since he's been with the group the least.
I was gonna say either Malin or Eli. But
I'm not. I'm good. I haven't needed to use any of them yet, so.
Huh. say that. But cool.
Always
Sounds
try
good.
to try to get as many as you can.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, absolutely.
It's all you now.
Okay.
Oh, and make sure, because I know a lot of you have older wish lists, make sure your wish lists are down to 4 items now.
Oh, when did
Ooh.
I always miss these announcements?
Yeah, so you can have up to 4 items in your wish list, and you can use a story point to add an item to it. That was something that got implemented more recently. It was like
You got tired of digging through it.
well,
Yeah, it's
people
fine.
just
Where
put
do
too
I
much
find
stuff
these
on it.
updates?
Like
Just so-
sometimes I'll put 2, maybe 3 of the same rarity, just for the sake of having you roll and there being some, surprise factor in what we get. But I mean,
Yeah.
I always have like something of each rarity, just so that no matter what I roll, I'll get something that I actually want for my character.
Yeah, it's a good idea to have at least
Oh, I
one
only
of
have
each
4 things
rarity.
anyway.
So for the ones where I would like some degree of surprise between a couple things, I have to remove them now. Like Airtel's only got 4, but like I've got a couple of my.
Well, you can have more than 4, you just have to buy extra with story points going forward. So if you want to put like some extra
I guess-
items on there, you
Yeah,
know.
so there'll be no rolling. We just automatically get whatever item of that rarity.
Well, there can be rolling if you decide to put multiple items of rarity, then I would roll for it.
Yeah,
But yeah, you
I
start
would
out
think
with 4.
The moment I take legendary stuff off my wish list, I don't expect to
You're
ever
gonna
get
roll.
that. But the moment I take them off, I'm gonna roll a 100 on that D100, and
Well,
then there's gonna be nothing there, and so you'll roll something random.
I mean, you should probably keep 1 legendary. It's a good idea to keep one of each. One of each.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. If you have one of each, now there's no possibility for the randomness.
Well,
So that's kind of, I don't know. I always tried to keep them pretty simple, but like I do have a couple where I'm like, well, you know what? Let me just see which one of these I get,
Well, you can. You just have to buy the extra ones with the story point. So, like, if you want 3 rares, you just pay 3 more story points and put 3 extra items on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is the announcement, right? Or did you announce this somewhere else? This is the first time hearing about it too.
Well, hang on, let me.
I've heard it through other games.
I don't
Yeah,
know
see,
if
I was part of one game, so I
don't know if I
sometimes miss things.
officially made an announcement. I kind of soft announced it like months ago.
So what
yeah.
about when you have the same item but multiple rarities? Does that count as 1 item or 3?
That would be 3. Like, if you want 3 different rarities of an item, like you would
Well,
put...
I don't want all 3. I want any one of the 3 that it comes in.
I mean...
I'm just trying to decide how many I need to remove or how many story points I need to pay. Like for Nasira, she's got the Wraps of Unarmed Prowess under common, rare, uncommon, rare, and very rare. So does that count as 3 different items? She once she gets one of them, she would remove the other 2.
I didn't think about it, so I don't know. We'll say that is... I don't know.
Okay.
We'll say
All
it's 3 different instances, I guess.
3
And if
items.
you get it once, you can replace the other 2 with 2 other things. I don't know.
Okay.
And we'll cross that
I
bridge
didn't
when it gets there.
think it was going to be this complicated.
I wasn't trying to make it complicated. I honestly,
Our
Arapel's
job.
easy. Arapel's
I
easy
mean,
'cause you only
the main reason of this was A, to have people make smaller wish lists, and B, to have something else for people to spend the story points on, because there is a glut of story points in my games, and I don't currently like how it's just like reroll, reroll, reroll constantly. So I'm trying to have people have other options to spend their story points on. That's kind of why I did it in the first place. So I wasn't trying to make this more difficult for you guys.
No, I know you weren't. I didn't mean to like seem like I was making it difficult by asking questions.
No worries. I don't know. I didn't think about that, honestly, about having the same item as different instances. So we can say that, yeah, like if you get one instance of the item, maybe we just replace the other two with like different items or something.
Okay.
At least for now. As long as that doesn't lead to everyone just doing that so they can get one item and then replace it later.
I mean, Clank right now has only one item of 3 different rarities on his list.
Yeah, the other thing I was thinking of is, and this I haven't implemented yet, but like letting people buy, because I've kind of done sidekick characters in the past, but I've found them to like kind of take up too much room in the combat. Like they kind of slow things down because it gives the party a pretty big bonus when you have like 8 or 9 characters fighting on your side. Not only that, like bigger action economy and just like it slows things down a bit, but like I know I've kind of been letting you guys bring in NPCs when people miss. So maybe the sidekicks could be another option of people you bring in, like background people who end up with the group, and like you can bring in if someone's missing, if that makes sense. So like Uslog's, what was it, your sister or one of your sisters?
Oh, not a sister. She doesn't have sisters.
Well, one of your tribe members, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So like
Could
maybe. Or go ahead.
Could we maybe spend story points on like maybe buffing them up a little bit too?
Well, they would come in at the. I have a bunch. Like I spend way too much time on rule design, but like I have a bunch of notes on like using downtime for training people in your camp to level them up. So like basically like over time, characters like background characters like sidekicks, and instead of just leveling with the group, they'd be a certain level and they can spend time with the group to level up. But this is all like theoretical rules right now. I'm still working on them.
Okay.
But yeah, so it would be kind of like the system we have now, like when people miss, like you bring in one of the camp characters, and I've been playing them. Or another option would be like if we had Uslog's, tribe member with the group, say, and someone missed, she could choose to bring that person in, and she'd be playing herself and that character while someone is, missing a game. I mean, the main reason, like I said, why I don't want to have sidekicks in the game, like normally, is just because it makes the party a little too big. It's more mechanical than anything else.
Is Luke cutting in and out for anyone else?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I mean, it wasn't a lot, but there was like twice where I lost like a word.
I was hoping Glenn would show up while I was talking. But since he... Oh, I got a message. Sorry again, I fell asleep. Alright. So I guess he is on his way. I just got a message from him. But yeah, I'm trying to come up with different ways for people to use story points. I mean, I don't mind people using them to reroll. It's just it still seems like it's a lot of re-rolling. So initially, I more meant them to like let people have a more active role in like characters and story. And they don't always get used that way. So I don't know. Still working on it. But anyway, we can get the recap going. I think Glenn is on his way. So Malin scribe this week. Previous scribe Chomsky. Chomsky, can you give us a recap of the events of last time?
Yeah, so we woke up in the morning to start the day, and the night before we had planned to assault these beholders, or what we thought was the beholder lair, and get those other 3 statues unpetrified. So we walked through the plan really quickly, and then we'll use my pyrotechnics to get close enough to the beholders for Malin and Uslag to do their thing, and stay in a group and all that. So if we teleport in expecting battle to ensue, and nothing happens. So we start cautiously walking forward to boulders were attacking us from last week, and discover nobody's there. The 3 statues that we were going to unpetrify, fortunately, And yeah, we kept moving forward to track trails of 3 beholders traveling in and out of a certain tunnel. So we followed that, and we came upon a Therian ruin. Yeah, so we were talking about entering it, moving forward, if we wanted to do that or look elsewhere, and we decided to go into it. As we approached the door, we were met with Demi. And this Demi was not nice. This Demi unit was not nice. Kept telling us we are not welcome. We need to leave. Uthlag tried to talk her way or talk to it because I think you had a history with these Demis. But it just kept telling us to go away, go away. The beholders don't want us here.
It's her master or her
Yeah,
what's
I
the name?
forgot
The rune master.
Borvik, the arching
Yeah.
master, rules these halls. These beholders do not like visitors. You must leave immediately. We decided to ignore it. It pooped out, and we opened the door. We looked around a little bit, came across a room with 5 different levers, each so big. Each lever had a different animal symbol above it. I pulled one, and it made some noises in the wall behind it. But we decided we'd look for clues on how to solve that puzzle later. As we continued exploring, Glenn opened up another room to be greeted with 3 skeleton knights. I rushed over to take on those skeleton knights, and battle ensued. Within, I think, the first round, beholders started popping up. 2 beholders popped up, and Uslag, Arapel, Malin, and Glenn went after them, while Eli and I kind of were taking on and making sure the little minions in the back were not going to surround us and attack us. And doing that, more skeletons, almost a skeleton army, came down a hallway where I was, where Eli and I got banished. The beholders ran away after getting pummeled by Malin and Uslag and Arapel, and then everybody came back down the hallway where Eli was fighting and killed everybody except I think 1 person got away. And then I became unbanished, and that is where we ended.
Thank you for that recap. So it is the 35th of spring at 8:40 a.m. The group had kind of just woken up and come here, as you had stated. Glenn, I guess, is still on his way in. Oh, actually, I have a question for Uslag, Glenn, and Miri. But let me check in with Glenn and see if he's almost here. So battle had finished, and basically the group was deciding what to do next. Do we have a Glenn?
Uslag would pass along the message that the one that got away said something about holding us here to the others before it ran away. So it could be sending others. Just watch our backs.
So my question to well, especially Uslag, Glenn, and Arapel, or the players anyway. How do you guys feel about the downtime versus not using downtime? Because I know you all played in a time when I wasn't doing it that much, and now I'm doing it a lot more. Do you have any strong feelings on it either way?
I have more fun with it on some characters than others, and I think that's related to like who has toolkits and stuff and training and what have you. But I think it's a good thing to have some downtime, and I actually liked that this group we spent like didn't we spend a few weeks in the capital city? And so
Yeah, that was really fun because there were actually a lot of like character developmental kind of things that came from
Yeah.
and we got a lot of like really like important quest related information with all of the downtime we spent at the libraries and stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, right now, like Uslog doesn't really have a lot of stuff to do with her downtime, but that's fine. Like she's putting her nose to the grindstone with smithing to keep herself from going nuts, pretty much. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah, it also gives me a reason to kind of spread out the adventure a little and not have everything feel so claustrophobic, like everything just happens back to back. So I kind of like that. What about you, Glenn?
I like having kind of a base that we return to. Like in some, like we haven't had too much of that in a lot of the groups. We have bases for a little while, but then we move on and like when's the last time we were at our house in Char in this group? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I kind of did the camp thing. Is almost like having some mobile,
like Dragon Age.
Well, Dragon Age and Baldur's Gate, and just like in general, like having a camp that kind of moves with you, so you have people with you for story reasons.
Well, and I think the camp actually, we probably haven't really, it's still fairly new, and I think that we could probably utilize that concept even more. And like one of the, on some of the groups, we've started to hire like people with specific specialties, and so that could help us.
I think as far as the camp goes, we should lean heavier into Baldur's Gate 3, and you should be adding like a lot of kinky bear sex.
Are we doing? Are we gonna turn it into a dating simulator? We're gonna go super Baldur's Gate. The Shock's just like, hey, how's it going? How you guys doing?
Oh yeah, we don't have Shock with us.
Okay, I just have to say,
they call you Boulder Bottom, huh?
They call you Boulder
So
Bottom.
I have to say that when I played that scene, I was playing a druid, and I was disappointed I didn't have the option to also transform.
Oh, are you talking about the druid thing?
It's like, haha, I'm a bear. Haha, I'm a bear.
Now we're all bears. Yeah. Alright, I'll keep that in mind, Glenn. More romance simulating. Got it.
Downtime stuff. I like the idea of downtime. I haven't taken advantage of it yet, just because I haven't really thought of anything for my character to do for downtime, aside from like when we're looking to do stuff like cohort.
Yeah.
Like,
well,
you were definitely integral to that.
I think part of the problem is like the downtime rules feel very like afterthought, like in their design. I don't think they were very well designed for 5th edition. Like I still think they could be made better. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try to work on them or something. Because I feel like there could be more cool stuff you could do with downtime.
Yeah, because I've seen GMs do real extensive downtime shit where like, you can learn new feats and you can learn new skill proficiencies, or you can learn like expertise, and sometimes I feel like that's a little bit too much because it's just like then everybody's got expertise and everything.
Yeah, that bumps into like what's it called, like balance issues. I like the idea of people being able to learn tools because that can lead to like crafting and more downtime stuff.
Which I might look into expanding it into like languages, maybe even too. I don't know if anybody's learned languages from downtime.
Yeah, Uslog's learned a little bit of Elvish.
It's 40 days of downtime.
It's taking you so long, Uslog. Like you've been doing smithing forever.
Yeah, and I mean it wouldn't be as much of an issue. Or go ahead.
Like in like intermediate smith, pretty much like at this point. Like she's like more than half. I think she's about halfway.
Journeyman.
Yeah, exactly. Like.
Well,
to know her stuff.
I appreciate the feedback on that, but yeah, I think people want to get going, so why don't we continue? So you're in the hall. The Death Knight seems to have retreated. Nothing has shown up in the short term. What do you want to do? Now, did we get Essence? I don't think we got Essence yet.
No.
Or do we want to
Chelsea,
take time
wanna
to
do
get
that?
essence?
That's up to the group.
I don't think we
always
should
like
linger too
to-
long, but we might have to.
I'm kind of that. I think we should. I mean, how's everybody looking? We all beat up?
If we're not beat up, we're all definitely used up. Instead of 2 powerful spell slots to get back here, to teleport out and teleport back in, I think we could go to the entrance maybe.
Yeah.
We could, and I could set up my mansion, and we could stay here the night, come back out in the morning, fresh, and save, and not have to waste teleporting back in. Because
Yeah. Cool.
I'd like to hear what y'all think of that.
Yeah, I think this is a wise proposal. Since we were unable to keep the beholders, we expended some of our key resources that we intend.
Oh, sorry. This door would be open because someone came through it.
If they come upon us from behind, after we've already expended some of our valuable resources, it could be a challenge. So I like this concept of refreshing nearby.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that sounds reasonable.
Cool.
So really quick, looking down this hallway, you would see that there are several side passages one could use. That's probably where a bunch of the skeletons came from. These look like they might be bedrooms. Possibly a long time ago, people used these as like sleeping quarters.
Why not stay the night here, guys? We already have the beds ready for us.
I think we should we should figure out if when morning comes, though, regardless of what we do, if we are looking to explore this side path and make sure it's all finished and safe before moving on, or if we plan on rushing straight up north to face the beholders, or what else may come.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah, I like that plan. Cool. So go
Where
back.
do we wanna set up
Maybe
shop, I guess?
Uslag. I don't know who else is good in survival, but we should definitely cover our tracks, make it difficult to be followed.
Yeah, I can try my best. I think Boulder Bottom might be. Oh wait, is he with us?
He
Did he
is
stay behind?
not. This is alternate
cool.
world. So he's in the
Alright.
background.
Sounds good.
Whenever everyone's here, then it's just assumed to choose 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I can do that. I think Alan might.
Yeah, I can
Some
also help
skills.
out.
I thought
Yeah.
for sure Boulder Bottom was with us. Have you ever heard of the Mandela effect?
It's what's it called? The butterfly effect or something? I don't know. Mandela effect, yeah. Alright, so what are you gonna do?
Retreat.
I'm going to. Yeah, we're gonna try to.
Alright.
I'm gonna kind of hang back and cover our tracks the best I can.
Yeah, I'll help as well.
I'm
That-
gonna throw a detect magic. If there's
Alright.
anything magical in any of our pathways.
Alright, so I don't have it in my notes, but you didn't search the cleric yet, right?
We haven't
No,
searched
we
anyone.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, we probably should give them a
So,
quick look. I know we don't have time
with
for essence, but
Detect magic, the death cleric or the death priest, you would see that his weapons and his chainmail are magical.
Oh.
Cool. Let's take it all.
all right.
Alright, so
What
you
sort of weapon is it?
taking the chainmail off will take at least, I think, 5 minutes, because it's heavy, right?
Ooh, heavy might be like an hour, but yeah.
No, doffing heavy armor isn't an hour.
Oh yeah.
I think it's 10 minutes.
It's heavy armor doffing is 5.
Or 5?
It's
Okay,
donning is 10.
gotcha.
While they're doing that, I guess I'll start collecting essence.
Alright, so the Death Priest has a magical scythe. And like I said, I'm sorry. He has magical half plate. My apologies. Does not have chainmail, so it's a medium armor.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that only takes a minute then.
Yeah. So what creature are you gonna get essence from in a minute?
The Death Priest.
And you do have religion, right?
Let me check. I don't think so. I think I'm an anarchist.
The alchemy.
No.
Or do you have
I
alchemy?
Yeah.
Alright.
I have alchemy.
So you just get some bonus essence with that. Let's see. So yeah, you take a minute, you pull the Death Priest's armor off and take his scythe. The scythe is, I don't think it's an actual weapon in the book, right?
Ooh.
I
Maybe
think
use
it-
longsword.
yeah.
Well,
Monster.
it,
yeah.
let's see.
And that's what you had us do with some scythes we had previously, I think. I don't know if it was this group, but you had us use longsword and short sword. That's depending on the size of the scythe.
Well, the damage is a D10 on the
okay.
creature. I'm trying to think but I think it's supposed to be one-handed. Or maybe not. No, he has half plate, so maybe it's a two-hander. So maybe I'll say it's like a basically like a longsword, but it's a what's it called, weapon, where you can wield the two-handed. What's the thing you get more damage when you wield a weapon two-handed?
Versatile.
Versatile, yeah. So I'll say it's basically like a longsword. It's a versatile weapon that has the stats of a longsword, but it's a scythe.
Would we consider it a simple weapon since it's a scythe?
Oh, good
It's
question.
a farmer's tool, technically.
Wait, is scythe a weapon in the weapon list?
So,
Sickle is. I don't think a scythe is.
Yeah, I think exactly. I think a sickle is.
Yeah, but the sickles are like a lot smaller
One
than
D4.
Yeah.
scythe is almost more like a polearm.
Be pretty powerful. Let's say it's a martial. Let's say it just is kind of like a reskin sword. It's like a war scythe or something. Specialty weapon.
okay.
Not a scythe you'd use for chopping grain. So I guess you could, because it is still technically a scythe. But alright, so you take the scythe, you take the half plate. As I said, both look magical, and you get essence from the Death Priest. What else do you want to do? So far, no enemies have shown up.
Let us make our way out of here while
We
it's
still
still
can.
yeah.
Okay, so you head back to the entrance.
While we are still somewhat in control of our choices.
When you get there, as you attempt to go up the stairs, something blocks you. It almost seems like there is a force wall.
No, I'm not
Oh,
surprised
no.
actually. I was half expecting this.
Can I?
You can see the stairway, but when you approach it, a kind of energy pulse like pushes you back. Yeah, you would recognize this as a force wall.
Dispel magic anyway.
Glenn will push his hand out and say, "To God." And
Ar-
he'll attempt.
Ar-
Sorry, go ahead.
Arcana might tell you some more about this. What level's force wall?
Let me take a look at it.
5.
I think you're right. I think it's 5. Yeah, so CR 15. Or, sorry, DC 15. To know more about the force or wall of force.
I'm gonna try and just. I mean, Glenn's like. Actually, Glenn has the spell, so.
Oh, so you would know exactly how this works.
Yeah, so we use it against Froggy.
Eli is.
Mhm.
Can't
So
be dispelled by dispel magic, unfortunately.
yes, that's what I
You
was
need
going to get
disintegrate,
at. So
yeah.
you would know that only a disintegrate spell can get through this.
Okay, so I think we should go back into that tiny little room that is too small for a beholder to get into, and
That's what I'm saying. These rooms already have bed. Oh, you meant do the spell in the room. Oh,
Yeah.
that makes more sense. Yeah.
Doesn't Eli have that spell? Did
Mhm.
you
Oh,
use up all your energy today already?
sure didn't. So you said, I'll just cast disintegrate.
So as Uslag says, doesn't he? And he just blasts the friggin' thing, and it just shatters. Yeah, you think if you use a 5th level spell and destroy the force wall. All right, you can leave.
Hopefully we can get back in
All
later.
right, so you go up the stairs,
I'm doing my
back into the
doing my
caves,
tracks. Covering our
leaving.
tracks.
Sure. If you are covering your tracks, and actually up to 2 of you can work on this, that would be survival checks.
Survival check. Got it.
Love survival.
Or just one of you. It's up to you. Alright, so 17 is the high roll. So you do a pretty good job of covering the party's tracks. You think that most, even somewhat skilled trackers would have a problem, or would not easily be able to follow. So you go up the stairs into the caves. I'll just use the world map because I don't have this mapped out exactly. So up in the caves, you're back into the kind of initial area where you fought, where you found those statues and fought the beholders. What do you want to do?
it's time to rest.
Sorry, Melanie, do you think you guys could find a good place for us to hide here? I know we have our mansion, but
A little
we
nook
could
or
also-
something that
Yes,
little
we
bit.
need something that
Yeah.
would be too small for a beholder to get into. So yes, I can look for that.
Alright, so you're looking for a kind of hidden place to put the mansion entrance. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere we could
How...
maybe
Go
kind
ahead.
of somewhere we could maybe like I don't know, hide a little bit, kind of arrange in order to hide our location. I don't know.
Alright, how far out are you searching? Like, you gonna search, like, just the immediate area, or do you want to go deeper into the caves and take more time?
Guys,
I
do you
think
guys
we
wanna
should
go
move
deeper into
away
the caves?
from this structure, at least some,
Private safety spell. Okay.
maybe
Okay.
10 or 15 minutes away.
So, I'll take survival or knowledge nature. And since you're spending some time on this, I'll give you, whoever's doing these rolls, I'll give you a +2.
I could do survival. Any
I'm good with
smarty pants
nature.
rolls? Okay, awesome.
Go for it,
Unless
yeah.
cool.
No, go for it. Mine's at best +5.
Okay.
I'm
Alright.
gonna use,
+2
yeah, I'm gonna use-
circumstance bonus. Oh, look
Ooh.
at that.
Very nice.
Nice.
Alright, so Chomsky is like, I got this. He searches out a hallway that is well hidden by a partial cave-in. You think this would be an excellent place to put your mansion entrance. Now, remind me, is the mansion entrance invisible, or is it obvious? I think I ask this every time you cast it.
It's a long spell.
That's not mine. That's not mentioned. I just wanted to read that. Sorry.
It says it's in here somewhere.
While closed, the portal is invisible. Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing I always ask, can you see out of it?
You can, if the portal is open, I would assume so.
Okay.
But that means you'd probably also see into it. So I would, once everyone's inside, I would close the portal and
Yeah.
make it disappear.
And it does
Right.
say invisible, so I'm guessing things with detect invisibility could still see it. So it's probably good you have this off the beaten path place.
Yeah, it's I mean,
Yeah, that was
it's
the goal.
powerful. I mean, it's a good way to get hidden, but yeah, yes, it's not infallible. So
Alright, so you're in this back cave, which, like I said, kind of has a caved-in hidden entrance, which should make it a lot less likely that anything comes back here. You attempt to cast the mansion, which will succeed after a minute, creating the luxurious, cool-looking wooden elven door that you guys are used to seeing.
right.
And I assume you are entering.
Is Chomsky also doing the sanctum, or we're just
So Sanctum is a bigger area notification of like something's hidden here,
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, they might detect it a little bit.
and then all it
Yeah.
needs is just
yeah. Cool.
Okay.
That's kind of what I was thinking as well.
Alright, so you enter the sanctum along with your camp and background characters. I'll say they're kind of in the area and coming with you. So yeah, it's still pretty early. You guys have a long time to wait until your magic recharges. Do you want me to just start passing time? If no one does anything, I'll just start passing time.
Does anybody want me to use my arcane eye to explore the dungeon we were just in?
It's not a bad idea. You know,
Yeah,
we could do that to pass the time.
So the dungeon is about 10 minutes away at this point.
Let's see how long the arcane eye.
Yeah,
I think half an hour.
just
Up to an hour.
okay.
Cool.
So
So that still gives 50 minutes.
okay, so you are gonna do that. All right.
Should I send Carl with it to open doors for it, per se? What do you guys think? Or just leave it be?
What happens if an anti-magic ray is shown on Carl? Nothing, right?
No, it would destroy the arcane. Well, it wouldn't destroy the arcane eye, but it would poof it out.
Well, what would happen if someone tried to track Carl back to us?
True.
Yeah, 'cause I mean, like, I would say that that's okay, but like, only if you're okay with essentially sending Carl there to die again.
That was the plan.
Well,
Yeah,
Carl,
Make Carl every day.
for those who are about to die, we salute you.
Carl gives Chomsky a sad look.
Just know that, Carl, we appreciate your service.
Carl is intelligent, right? Like your pet does have some intelligence.
He's got an intelligence of 4.
Okay, so yeah, slightly above animal, a little. Oh
storm alert.
Yeah.
That sounded like.
no, it was a missing kid.
Mm.
Unfortunate. So yeah, he probably, because he can understand you, right? Like you obviously give him commands, so obviously yeah, he can.
Yeah,
So
he can follow
he would not be too happy about the thought of just being sent in to be destroyed, but of course he will obey if that's what you ask.
Carl remembers all of his previous lives.
Yeah, it's like what's her name from The Good Place, Janet. For anyone who's seen that show. All right, so you're sending Carl and the Eye. Are you doing that right away, or are we waiting, passing some time?
What do you guys think? Sooner the better.
Yeah, might as well do it right away.
All
It would
right.
be a good way to explore the systems that we weren't able to with the skeletons in it.
All right. So, let me pass the 10 minutes it takes Carl and the Eye to get there. And let me go back to the dungeon. So Chomsky, do you want to just see and describe to the party, or should I use a party token so everyone can see? I'm fine doing either.
I think the party token is fine.
Okay.
That'd be a lot easier and quicker
All right. So we'll
as long
say
as everybody else is okay.
it
Yeah.
makes it a little bit more cinematic instead of everyone just staring at a dark screen. But if you want your what's it called? Your secrecy, I'm fine with that.
No,
All right.
no need for me to be secret.
So we have party token. And you have 60 feet of dark vision, right?
Carl does, yes. Yeah. And yeah, with the arcane eye, 60 feet of dark vision.
Yeah.
Oh, 30 feet. 30 feet. Just kidding.
30 feet? All right. So 30 feet. All right. So the eye and Carl come down the stairs. And almost immediately, with your 21 passive. Oh wait, you can't hear, right? You can only see.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
I can choose either one or the other.
Ignore me. Oh, there are still tokens. Or there's still, what's it called in the hallway? Torches.
Cool. Am I free to move?
Hang on one moment. Because this torch, oh wait,
Yeah,
sorry, these are...
Arapel dropped a couple, yeah.
Yeah. I gotta get rid of the torches because they would have gone out. Alright, so I'll move the token. Where do you want to go?
Cool. Start with these little the hallway that people chase down, because this is a dead end. So I want to head to the east. It would be northeast.
Okay. So you go north. And you
I see a
see
token.
something to the
there's a-
west.
Cool.
It would see Carl. So I would need to do initiatives. Let me grab Carl.
Poor Carl's gonna die.
I mean, I guess he could just run back out.
Yeah,
wait.
yeah.
Do you want
Abandon
to
the eye?
go ahead, pull Carl on and roll initiative for him?
Cool.
Because
Carl's gonna 1v3 the beholders.
he's just gonna fight them all. He just bites them with his force bite.
It's a fair fight because Carl's at half health.
Oh, you didn't even fix him? Oh man, you're mean. You just cast a mending spell on him. Jeez.
He's sending him
We
to his
didn't
death.
really have much time.
All right.
Say what?
We didn't have enough time. Sorry, Carl. All right. So as the beholder sees Carl,
Oh, I forgot to roll initiative.
strangely enough, Carl goes first. So what is Carl doing? You don't know if the beholder sees the eye. It doesn't appear to take any note of it. But what's Carl doing?
Carl's just having his own adventure.
Carl is running away.
All right. So he's running up the stairs.
He's running.
Oh, he's running over there. Interesting. All right, so he runs down the hall.
This hall. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah. Let me count out the movements. He's got 40 feet of movement. Well, I think he should run away. Yeah, he's definitely gonna run away. He's gonna run up the stairs. Yeah,
Oh, well, you already moved over there. You can't move back now.
okay.
Because you already saw what was over there. All right, so he runs up the hallway there.
And he's gonna dash another 40 feet.
All right, so he continues running. And can you see through his eyes right now?
No.
All right, let me give you vision through his eyes. And he has 60 feet of dark vision, right?
Correct.
All right, there you go.
Carl's scared and all alone.
So actually, when Carl gets to here, he would see the Death Knight in the hallway there.
It's like Scooby-Doo, honestly. It's literally three guys running around.
The Death Knight will see the construct and say, well, hello again, as he goes for his weapon. So anything else for Carl? Do you still have movement? 10 feet? You gonna run back the other way?
I guess so.
Alright. So, the Death Knight will be the next to go. He's gonna come this way. He is gonna multi-attack poor Carl. He says, "Be gone, creature." Attacking with his longsword, two-handed. 21, I believe, would strike.
Yeah.
Hitting Carl for 36.
Means anything, just poison. Cool, so he's still alive.
Alright, and I think the second attack is gonna down
It's
him.
gonna kill him. Yeah.
Alright, so Carl is shattered by the sword cutting into him, and he just kind of falls over. The Death Knight looks down at the creature, kind of looks around, and then is gonna walk this way cautiously. Since we're out of turns now, I'll just drop combat.
Cool.
So the Death Knight, yeah, just kind of walks over here, and let me see, does he see invisibility? So he's looking around, does not see anything, kind of comes over to here. He would see the Beholder, who by this point is kind of over in this area, and he would say something to it, I think in a language that none of you understand, because we said...
Oh, we can't hear it.
Oh, right. So you would see his mouth moving, and the Beholder kind of looks like it shrieks for a moment, then kind of comes back this way and heads north. And he is going to come over here, kind of look up the stairs cautiously. At this point, what's the eye doing?
The eye is going to go where the Death Knight was going.
Past him? Alright. So
Right,
go
yeah.
ahead.
So yeah, move up towards.
Alright. So the eye floats on down, kind of in this direction. And you see, yeah, the bedroom from before. I assume it's continuing north.
Yep.
Over the pile of rubble. You would see another open door, and what might be another, may have been a bed chamber at some point.
Cool.
Continuing north, you would see another bed chamber.
Cool. Could I pop in each of those just to look around real quick?
Sure. So you go into this. I guess I'll let you control it. Just make sure you don't go too fast.
Yeah.
So you go into this room. It would just seem like a kind of partially destroyed room. The bed's falling apart. It looks very old. No one, not too many people have been in here. This room seems dirty and completely bare. You don't see even a bed in here or anything of note.
Oh, please, that's too far. I want to go in there.
So this room has a wardrobe as well as an old bed, and you actually see on the south wall a painting which is somehow still in decent shape. You would guess magical enhancement is keeping it together.
Cool. I'll look at the painting. Does it have any animals in it per se?
So the painting would depict what looks like some kind of hunting scene, where a guy looks like is being chased by a bunch of wolves.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna continue going down the hall.
Okay. This room as well looks like it has a wardrobe and another painting. This painting depicts a very serene field with a bunch of sheep in a meadow.
Cool. Cool, then I guess I'm heading back. Heading back to the main room, the hallway, and what I would want to do is fill up these holes.
You're gonna what?
Go up the beholder holes. How they escape.
Oh, up into the ceiling back there?
Yeah. Thanks. Well, let me see if these dudes are still here. Yep, Death Knight's there.
At this point, the Death Knight is gone. You're not sure where he went.
And I can't see a beholder down that hallway. Did we ever explore that hallway?
Which one?
This one's to the north, my bad.
You haven't been down it, no. You just saw it when you came in.
Cool, then I'll start going down there.
Alright, so it looks like there are more statues here. Most likely victims of the Beholder.
Cool.
As you continue down the long hallway, you see something move past, Oh wait, sorry, continue. You wouldn't see anything yet. Because I forgot you're only 30 feet. So when you get to about there, you would see something strange float into view.
Oh.
This creature is not something you've seen before. Looks like almost like some kind of undead beholder. Not a zombie like the those previous ones you'd encountered. This seems skeletal and much more aware. And yeah, very creepy looking, as its eye is instead of eye stalks, it has floating eyeballs all around its head, as well as a floating eyeball in the center of its skull there. Let's see. Just give me a sec to read something.
See if it has some blind slip.
Alright, so it kind of continues down the hallway. Does not seem to take any note of you.
Okay, that's the case. I get there, and I'm gonna follow it. Well, maybe.
Alright, so this way, or are you following it?
Yeah.
Alright, so it gets to here. If you follow after it, you would see one of the eyeballs in its head glow as the door starts to glow, and the door opens. As if some kind of telekinetic magic opened it. The beholder...
So we didn't even need Carl for opening doors.
The beholder floats through and then will close the door behind it.
Do I have time to sneak in behind it?
Sure. I'll say if you were following it, you could have snuck in behind it.
I don't want to get locked in there.
No? Alright, so you stay out here as the door shuts.
And then I'll go back the other way.
Okay, so to the other direction, you would see another door, and once again, one of those big holes in the ceiling.
Cool. Froze on me. then to the north is just a cave-in.
Yeah, it looks like the north has a caved-in area. Like this hallway may have continued at one point. If you are talking to everyone, Boulder Bottom would say that main hallway is the way we'd have to go to get through. Something is caved it in. It's probably going to require us to do a side hallway then.
Great.
I'll say you're in like the massage parlor at Glenn's Lodge. They're all getting massages as like Chomsky's sitting there with his eyes all like milky.
And there's no way for me to go through that. I think there's a 1-inch opening, 1-inch crack.
No, there wouldn't be any way through.
Okay.
You'd need the door to be open.
Cool. Then can I go into the hole?
Yeah. So the eye can fly, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you
Blink it again.
You fly up above. It looks like there is a cave up here that turns south. I'm going to turn off your vision for a moment because you technically wouldn't see anything up here. So I'll move you. You head... I assume you're just going to follow it, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so you head south. And at this point, the cave turns to the west and also continues south.
First I'll head down south.
Okay. So following it to the south, you would come out over here.
Cool. Then I will head down to the other hole.
Alright, so you go back
and
up.
Pop through there just to see if the trail works.
So you follow it down the other tunnel. Coming down, it leads into a room, which appears to be a room with a bunch of pillars in it, and 2 doorways, one to the north and one to the east.
Cool. Alright, I'm going to take a quick little walk around the room. See if there's anything interesting about these pillars or anything interesting on the wall.
Give me an active perception.
Oh,
15. So you well, I'm actually active checks no longer default to passive. But they're like separate things. So passives are for certain things and actives are for others. But with a 15, you would notice that there are a bunch of strange looking markings on the pillar here. At first you think they're actual writing, but then looking closer, they just look like small holes kind of all over the pillar. And in certain spots, it appears like there are like maybe slits in it.
Cool. I am not going to fly into those slits. But yeah, I'll just keep looking around.
Yeah, they'd be too small to enter.
Cool. See if there's anything else interesting in this room.
Let's see. So with your passive perception, you would notice in the dust over here a small pouch.
Cool.
Which I will reveal. Bloop. It's kind of hard to see because it's covered in a bunch of dust, but yeah, looks like there might be stuff in it. Unfortunately, I don't think you can open it as a floating eye.
Nope, and I assume there's no way for me to go through either of the 2 doors in this room.
Doesn't look like it.
No cracks.
None that are like 1 inch in, width.
Cool. Then I guess I will head back into the cave. Pop up.
Alright, which hole do you want to come out of?
I want to pop out of this hole.
Alright, so you fly through that area, coming out over here.
And then can I go through this one?
Yeah. So if you come down this way, go up into this one. Oh, whoops. Something I meant to do. This one seems to go up higher. It kind of goes up the 10 feet. Hang on. So it goes up into the ceiling, goes up like another 15 feet, then kind of shifts this way a bit. Then goes higher up. Like it looks like it continues to rise.
Cool.
Then you come to here, and it looks like it goes north.
I'll head north.
Okay.
That's where Beholders went, right?
Yeah, so as you're traveling through this, you come to a point where it looks like a wounded beholder is sitting in this tunnel. It does not take notice of you, but it looks like it's just resting here.
Yeah, I wonder where that bozo got that scars from, huh?
Some thunder damage on it.
Go back and set my arcane eye outside of this door and wait for to see if that
Well, you could continue
fire.
past it. It's just in the hallway.
Yeah, sure, we'll go past it.
Okay. So you continue past it. And you see at this point there is a tunnel underneath you going down.
I'm gonna go down.
Okay. So you go back down, coming out into another hallway. You can also continue onward up above.
Oh, sweet. I'll go. Want to be in the dungeon area, not in the cave area, on the ground, I guess.
All right, so you
But
float.
I want to head north.
You
Yeah.
float along the hallway. Okay, go for it.
Past it. Closed door.
Yeah, so there are a bunch of closed doors up here.
Alright, I will head. Guess this would be eastward.
Alright, so you suddenly, coming down the hallway, see a creature. Which has a cloak with a bunch of runes on it. One of them begins to glow as he kind of turns towards you.
It's him.
The bony dwarf creature says, an arcane eye, clever. Then he snaps his fingers and suddenly you can't see anymore.
Cool.
Alright, so you are back in the massage chamber suddenly.
Yeah.
I assume you tell all your friends about the things you saw while doing this.
Yep.
Alright, what do you want to do?
Should we recover some tracks? Because I know Carl might have left some.
Oh, good point. Yes.
But yeah, beyond that, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll start preparing dinner for everybody. Bossing around the servants.
Alright.
But other, yeah.
Oh.
Should I go out and take care of some tracks?
Seems wise.
Okay. How far do we? If we're going too far, we might need to take a.
Yeah,
Scout group.
yeah. You just do the closer to our hideout. Like you don't have to go
Yeah.
all the way
Perhaps
back to the
I
fortress.
can. Do you have any like fake fake
Like Carl feet.
Carl feet that I can use to redirect?
Oh. I don't think so. I could probably fashion something.
We should
How
probably
long
take care
would
of
it
the.
take? Yeah,
If you want to take some time to fashion
Like,
some Carl
an
feet, it
hour
would
or two.
probably. I mean, do you have an ability that can do something like that? Just make stuff, or are you just using like more artificer stuff to try to do it?
So I have magical tinkering.
Oh yeah.
A tinker.
So sure, I'll say maybe in about like half an hour you can make some Carl feet. I mean, you know how to make Carl, so I'm sure you could just make his feet. I'll take up to 2 rolls. Again, you can use not investigation. You can use I'll say you can use stealth or
I'm actually better at this.
survival. And I'll give you a
Okay.
+2 bonus again because you're using Carl feet.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Circumstance bonus.
All right. I'll do that. Anyone else want to help with a little?
Again, I got just the survival +5. So if
Okay,
someone else
I'll
has
do this.
better,
Or better stealth.
Yeah, I've got pretty good stealth, but
yeah, stealth
maybe
is
someone's
not
got
my
better
thing.
stealth than me. Like, because
No, I think you're good.
I might have decent
Okay.
stealth.
I think I was gonna say I think Glenn,
Yeah.
Glenn, you're pretty
Yeah.
stealthy, even though you don't usually make a lot of noise.
Yeah, I've got a +8 to stealth.
Cool.
We can work together.
Okay.
Alright, so
Just
you
in
and
case
Glenn go out
someone's
there
having a bad
into
day.
the cave.
And Glenn is very like lightly, stealthily strumming his cittern as he kind of like whispers things.
How are you so stealthy? You're
Fucking
always singing.
man, covering their track.
Like
No
Tenacious
one will
D
find
over there.
us, and no one will find their way back.
Okay.
Alright, I'm definitely not giving you a bonus for playing your lute while you're stealthing. That's sleight of
Sleight of
hand.
hand.
Oh, whoops. Sorry, I'm on a tablet right now. The thing, the font is like super small.
Oh, and for things like this, when you are actually in camp, you could like have Boulder Bottom help as well. But we'll use the 21 from Glenn, and yeah, you think you do a really good job misdirecting Carl's tracks, so it should be harder for anyone tracking to follow them back here. Though you haven't really seen too many enemies that know how to track. They're very observant, but they don't necessarily know how to follow tracks well. Alright, so am I passing time then? I think you guys are...
Sure.
Are you doing another Arcane Eye, or are we good for now?
I don't think there's any point. I would go over to Eli and pat him on the shoulder and say, "Remember, man, if you're gonna do something, big firepower, those little fingers of yours. If you're gonna do something like that, let me know. I'll set you up, brother. I can make it harder for them to resist anything you throw at them. You just gotta give me a heads up before you do something big like that. I got you."
Noted.
Got you, fam.
Alright,
Noted.
so time is passing. It is about 1 o'clock in the afternoon when Uslag, you are approached by Boulder Bottom. He would say, Uslag, I was actually curious about something. He says, your
Shoot.
markings, I sort of recognized them when we first met, but it eluded me
Oh.
until more recently. Those are barbarian tribe symbols, yes? It makes sense with you being a barbarian and all, but would you happen to be part of...
Very observant.
Ace as well. I try. But would you happen to be part of... wait, what was your tribe's name?
Suntooth.
Suntooth. He says, would you happen to be part of the Suntooth clan? A group that operates near the desert.
Yeah. Well, near the desert some times of the season.
He says,
Yes.
I thought so. I remember in my travels encountering a group of women warriors who were quite formidable and did some trading with them. I hope they're all still
there
well.
are
It's been a while.
Many tend to be more of the hunters, I guess. I don't know.
He says, well,
Traders.
I was just curious. They seemed very, I don't want to say friendly, but at least very fair in their trading. They could have very easily captured me and tried to auction me off like many of the tribes might have done, but
That wasn't our way.
he nods and he says, well, I was just curious, yeah, if you had been, or if you were part of them. So
Yes.
it's good to know. And as I
Yeah,
said,
she
are
kind
they...
of looks a little sad for a moment, but shrugs. And,
He's going to insight that, and he says, is something wrong?
just haven't seen them in a while. Miss them a little.
Oh, I hope they're all right.
Oh, you cut out a little bit, but I
Oh,
think what
he
you're saying.
says, I hope they're all right.
I hope so too. They're currently in the Shadowfell. Most of them. The survivors.
That's quite the ways from home. Do they not operate near the deserts anymore?
No, we had to. Things happened. We didn't. Yeah. It's a long story. I don't know if you want a long story.
Says, well, we have time if you want to tell it.
Yeah, I guess she would tell kind of this story of how they were whisked away into the Shadowfell by servants of the Shadow, and yeah, now they're
So-
holding down a fort down there, fighting against the cultists.
He listens intently. He says, it sounds like they were the victims of some sort of political machinations. I don't
Yeah,
know.
oh, that the whole thing, the reason they were where they were in the first place had a lot to do with the politics.
He says, well, I wonder why the Empire would be looking for them in the first place. Did you ever find out what was going on?
No, I sort of suspected it was the general greed of the nobility in town, wanting to, use the land for their own gain. The Blackwater lady, what's her name? She honestly forgot because she's just like.
You talking about the sister or the mother?
Yes, the sister.
That was...
I forgot. It's been a while. So she would definitely drop that name though. See what he knows about that.
He says, well, I'm not too familiar with the Blackwater family. I know that they hold a lot of power, especially not with Lorena Blackwater. I know that Patience Blackwater is quite the figure within the Empire.
She's the mother, right?
Yeah, she's the mother.
Patience. Yeah.
He says, but
Yeah.
I'm just glad your people are okay now. It sounds like they were put through a lot for no reason. I hope you can get your vengeance on the Blackwater someday. He says,
Yeah, like I said, I only suspect that she had something to do with it, but.
Says, we try our best
Blackwater's
to...
caused a lot of trouble.
He nods. He says, we try our best to stay away from these goddamn political matters. We go live in the fucking forests, and they still find ways to persecute us.
Exactly.
He says, you think they would just be happy with
Cheers.
all they've taken, but they always want more. They're always looking in places that don't belong to them. He nods.
Nobles.
Yeah. brings out a flask. He says, "Cheers, indeed." Pours
Yeah.
you a little
Cheers,
drink.
man.
Alright, just a little scene. And that's it for him. He would just maybe hang out with you a bit, talking more about your tribe. Time will continue
should
to
appreciate that.
pass. Let me check something. So Slovak, the wizard, is going to approach Glenn. We'll say this is around 3 o'clock. He would say, so I'm curious. I think the group mentioned wanting to go through this area, looking for something greater, looking for a Rune Master Tower that's supposed to be in this area, right?
Yeah, something like that.
He says, I was just curious if your group was seeking the supposed base of the Rune Masters of the 12th cycle, the actual tower that that is rumored to have been able to travel.
That's from my understanding that yes, that's what we were looking for.
He says, I was also curious, well, obviously it would be quite the discovery, scientifically and magically. I mean, the old, or the amount of arcane magic that must be involved in a place like this, I would bet is astounding. Is there a specific thing you're seeking from the tower? Or were you just kind of on a journey of discovery? He says, even in my day, the Rune Master Tower is one of those fabled things, and I had no idea it was anywhere in this area. Are you, I'm guessing that there is a reason you were seeking it out. One doesn't just go looking for something like that.
I'm kind of more along for the ride.
And let's say, we're kind of in the main area, so maybe everyone could be around if anyone wants to participate in this. Go ahead.
I would say I'm more along for the ride. Some of the other members, like Arapel and Uslog, especially Chomsky, have more of a concrete reason to go there. I understand a little bit of what it is. Do you, kind of whispers, do you know anything about the Shadowlord?
You whisper to him?
Yeah.
He says, I know that he had quite the following within the Shadowfell. I believe they were called the Children of Shadow. Not all that creative naming. But supposedly the Shadow Elves have quite the devotion to him, or at least many of their more fanatical cultists.
Well, we're essentially fighting against them.
He says, wasn't he captured and imprisoned during the 12th cycle?
Yes, I'm pretty sure my compatriots released him on accident.
Really? Where would they even find him? I assume he would be kept in some ancient prison somewhere.
Deep within the ruins of Issyk, from what I've been told.
Issyk. Oh yes, the trade city. I was there for a little while. It seemed like a nice place. How is Issyk doing?
Well, everyone you've ever known in Issyk has been turned into undead.
Oh. So...
the entire city is...
Wait, how did that happen?
An abomination.
You want to just relay him the story?
Yeah, I just kind of tell him about the crystals and stuff, and how they were using it for.
So your character, I don't think was there for Isik, but we can
Yeah.
assume maybe Uslog at some point had told you the tale.
Yeah,
Or
I
the
imagine,
group.
I imagine I would have asked about past adventures, and maybe not gotten the whole story, but kind of filled in the grand scheme of things over a few tellings or a few questions.
Are you okay with that, Uslog, that you had told him about the past adventures of the group?
Oh yeah, she would have definitely. I mean, I wish we could, talk a little bit more about it so that the players are on.
I mean, if you guys want to,
Uslog definitely would have.
if you want to roleplay a little storytelling, we can. If there are certain things you want to talk about, I just figured we could skip through it.
There's just
but
so much.
there is a lot that happened.
My understanding was that the Gaivok was imprisoned, not under Isik, but in a different ruin. Is that not right, Uslog?
We first encountered him under Char, basically, in a place called the Halls of Tarsus.
That's where you encountered Gaivok?
Oh, sorry.
Near the Alcavian lab. The prison near the Alcavian labs. Yeah.
yeah. The one that was trapped was.
Yeah. Just to, I mean, it's been a while, so I can tell you where you first encountered him was under the ground in kind of the area where you had fought or had encountered a bunch of.
He was in the caves. Yeah,
the caves under the Iron Tide.
Hobgoblin camp. Yeah.
Hobgoblins. Yes, that's.
Because I think this group did fight the Iron Tide, right? Or did you ally with them? You did ally with them, okay.
We convinced them to leave and sacrificed some treasure in order to do so.
So you just had them kind of leave the area. Okay, so yeah, through diplomacy, you forced them to leave.
We convinced them we had them surrounded, even though there weren't a bunch of.
Yeah. So you tell him near the Alcavian labs. You would have no idea what that is, and just say, so you broke the prison that was keeping him, and he was released. That's.
Well, they did. I wasn't with them. And there's like 2 Shadowlords. I get it mixed up a lot. Their names.
Oh, I get mixed up all the time.
Sorry, good.
Yeah, so it's. And there's 2 of them, and one of them was masquerading as a human, a noble from Shar, and it's all a little bit complicated. I was also a little drunk when I was told the story as well. If you
I've been a little drunk when I was telling it, so
if you're more interested in the nitty gritty, we should probably call over like Arapel or Uslog or somebody that was.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought Lou said we were all there, and that's why I spoke up in the first place. If I'm not there,
you are in the area, so you guys could be hearing this. Unless are you trying to be quiet when you talk to him, Glenn? I just assumed.
Well, at first I was. The more we talked, he kind of like goes back to his regular voice, and he'd call over like, Uslog, Arapel, Chomsky, can you come over here?
Yeah.
You walk over.
Oh, see you later, Boulder Bottom.
Oh, this is after Boulder Bottom. This is later in the day. Maybe you guys were still like chilling and drinking or something. But he says 2 Shadowlords. I don't know much about the Shadowlord, but I thought there could only be one. He's one of 7, the followers of the Red Wizard, I think.
Unfortunately, our friend here, well, actually, interestingly enough, probably, our friend here, last time he visited Isik, it wasn't a abomination festering with undead.
Oh, you're saying that to us after you call us over?
Yeah.
I see.
He nods. He says it was a trade city. It was a place where many of the dwarves in Nazik would congregate to trade with the Teruvian Empire, warlords and the like.
He was interested in what our goal is at the Rudemaster Tower, and I kind of, started Shadowlords a little bit and seeing what he knew, and I started to try and fill in the gaps of some of what a few of you had told me about and all the crazy stuff that happened, but it was a long story, and I'm not great at the nitty-gritty details, and as much as I love to tell a story, it's to be told correctly. So I feel
Maybe
it's
we can help
probably
you write a
better.
song about it.
Yes, yes, I knew you were coming around.
She may be a little drunk right now.
I will sing I will make sure to create a song about your people.
Why not create a full opera? Rock ballad.
Even better, a rock opera about Uslog's clan.
He says, well, I don't know much about your clan, Uslog, but yeah, perhaps you could tell me more about why you all are seeking the this Rune Master Tower.
Can you remind me who is this NPC that we're talking to?
This is the guy you got out of stone. This
the
is...
Yeah, so they would know some
he's in
stuff.
your camp. He's Slovak.
Yeah, he was stoned for 100 years, and not the good.
Yeah, so apparently he was alive during the time before Isaac became bad.
And Slovak, we can trust you. Right?
He says, well, any nefarious contacts I have are probably long since dead, so I don't know who I'd tell any of this to. But yes, I have no intention of speaking to anyone about the things you talked to me about. I do owe you, after all. You saved me and you saved my friend here.
Tell me, was the Shadowlord common knowledge in your time? As we've encountered very few that are aware of them in our adventure and research.
Well, my time was shortly after the what was it called? Where they rose from the Underdark, or from the deep. He says the reemergence. I mean, being an elf, I've lived a bit longer than humans, and I was actually alive during the reemergence from the deep. But no, the Shadowlord is definitely not something most people even know of. I just happen to know a little bit about him due to my studies of history and Arcana. Those two kind of intersect.
Did you know any of the Rune Masters, any of the Therian magic wielders?
No, that was 12th cycle. That happened before the fires. I'm not that old, he says.
Of course. Sorry, I don't think Eric really did.
Yeah, most of the mistakes are definitely
rude. Yeah,
my own.
No worries, my construct friend. I assure you, though, no, I am not from the 12th cycle. I just study history a little bit.
Apologies, that's not what I intended to imply. I myself am from the 12th cycle.
Oh, that's interesting.
But I am of Therian construction.
Says, are you? Didn't even recognize it. Although now that you mention that, he's kind of looking a lot closer at you. Says, yes. Okay, I see it now. You must be a font of knowledge. I should talk to you a little bit more.
Unfortunately, much of my personal files are lost to me, but many libraries of lore were loaded to my system upon my creation. So I do have general knowledge in medicine, and he'll start kind of rambling.
All right, who did
like
you
listing?
Yeah, just listing off all the things you remember. Who did you say that to, Chomsky?
Oh, just the group. I forgot who had asked.
Say what? What did you say?
What he put in chat. I wasn't sure who he was talking to. All right, so yeah, he kind of listens to Arapel talk for a bit, and the rest of you speak a bit about your past. You would kind of pull things back and say, like, so, yeah, I guess you said you were going to tell me something and wanted my guarantee I would not repeat it. And kind of looks to Chomsky again.
Well, yes, you had actually mentioned our reason for searching the Rune Master, the Rune Master library before. They had successfully imprisoned these Shadowlords. Came to uncover the knowledge, their knowledge and arcane magic that they use to imprison the Shadowlord, so we can do the same until we
Yes.
figure out how to get rid of the Shadowlord.
This is the funny thing about that. You say there are two, but from what I know of the followers of the Red Wizard, there's only supposed to be the 7 of them, granted their powers by Serator himself.
7 Shadow Lords?
No, 7 followers of the Red Wizard, or Serator is his name. They were each given powers by this wizard, who there's not much known about him, and they're not supposed to be able to give those powers to others. This Serator is almost like a patron, but much more powerful. As I said, not much is known about him.
If I recorded correctly, the experiences relayed by Uslog and the others that we encountered in the Shadowfell and throughout my time so far with this group, I believe it was learned that the second of these Shadow Lords, Malik, was taught by Gaivok, but
He was he was a student,
well,
but
being a student wouldn't necessarily give him the abilities of a Shadow Lord.
he kind
Anyway,
of took his powers for himself.
What does
it
that
seems.
mean?
Maybe I don't know how to do it.
being a
What
Shadow
does
Lord?
that mean? Well, that you can't. What does that mean for that did happen?
What does it mean for what? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
So you had mentioned that the Shadow Lords, there were 7 originally.
He says there are 7 followers of the Red Wizard. The Shadow Lord is one of the followers. I know there's
and there are only 7, and they can only be created. And so it seems there is one that has been created recently.
He says, well, just this is maybe such a thing would be possible, but from what I knew, I thought each of the powers granted were unique. That of the Shadow Lord is a unique power that was only given to one. It's not something that one can teach someone else how to do, as it's a granted power from the Red Wizard.
from our research, it appears that this Malik, who,
Our encounters.
yeah, well, so Arapel wasn't with you during Isaac. He joined you pretty much at the beginning of the Shadowfell. So,
Oh right, yes.
and so what we encountered in the Shadowfell, and then researched in Tyvanis, and what you've told him, I guess, is kind of his understanding. But it seems that this Malik left Gaivok at some point, and they were no longer they are no longer they work against each other now, but Malik has through extensive experiments has somehow discovered ways to take power for himself. Perhaps it is a different type of shadow power, or an artificial version of the power, but he has sorry.
He just says that's very interesting. I wonder how he would do that without Serator granting it to him, unless he follows a different master.
We had in, I believe that we had heard evidence, or we had heard we had learned somewhere along the way that the ritual that destroyed Isaac at Malik's hands.
He says this
Malik was the student. Yeah.
interesting. He says, well, I guess what does all this have to do with the tower?
Well, take many lives. his cult of shadow, which is alive and well in the Shadowfell. We tried very hard to reduce its numbers, but they are still out there. His followers in the Shadowfell attempted a similar ritual quite recently on the town of New Havasgard on the Shadowfell. We were able to thwart this plan, but we believe that through these rituals and the lives that they take, some power is gathered. So Arapal would kind of crystals, because I know we've been keeping that tight to the chest. But yeah, he kind of shares that our understanding is that Malik is basically doing these rituals and killing people to gather some sort of power.
So that he can get to Nightweather? This goal?
He says, get to Nightweather. How would he get to Nightweather using these shadow crystals?
We don't mention.
He knows that
we specifically didn't mention the crystals. That's what I said.
Oh, you said. Well, you were cutting out a
Unless
lot, so you said you
Oh,
didn't
I'm
mention
sorry,
the crystals. Yeah. Okay.
Is it me? Because I keep losing bits of your speech. Is it mine?
I'm losing a little bit of flues every now and then, but also I think I noticed a little bit with yours.
Gotcha. Sorry. Yeah. No. I was specifically when I went out of character after Arapal spoke, I was saying that he specifically does not mention the shadow crystal.
Oh, okay.
Just that we understood that the rituals and the killings were to gather power somehow.
Okay. So yeah, again, you would say, well, I guess to bring it back, what does that have to do with the tower?
We were hoping to. Oh, go ahead, Eeflog.
No.
Whoever that was.
We seek to know how Gaivok was imprisoned once before.
Oh, that makes sense, since the Rune Masters were the ones who imprisoned him. So you seek the ritual that they used. Which, yes, if it's going to be anywhere, it would be within the tower.
I've seen the circle I saw the room where he was trapped. Lots of magical runes and stuff.
I would bet, yeah. They probably had to do some sort of massive spell to keep him there. Interesting. All right, that makes a lot more sense now. Thank you. Yeah. And you are... Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Interestingly, we don't. There are pieces. We don't fully. We have not fully. We don't fully understand the timeline between Malik's apprenticeship and his parting from Gaivok and performing the ritual at Issyk. There was a long stretch of time that we are uncertain. We're not certain why he seems to have been inactive before impersonating Blackwater and beginning some of these actions again more recently.
As well, if this Malik was the apprentice of Gaivok, as you say, I mean, that would make him 1,000, or at least 1,000 years old. If he, the only way he could have lived that long is probably through lichdom or through some sort of power that he took from Gaivok. He says, well, this is all very interesting. Thank you for letting me know. I was curious what you were looking for in the towers. And he would just kind of...
wish to accompany us.
What were you all looking for? Did he tell us what he was looking for?
He says, we were just adventurers seeking to claim some of the treasures from that... He says, well, the area you're entering, it's an old dwarven bunker, and there is a barracks inside of it. That is... it's not a barracks. There's a storage vault inside of it that has some magical weaponry we were trying to get our hands on. There might be other magical things there as well, but that's mainly what my dwarven friends were seeking. I was hoping to find some ancient scrolls and recipes, which I thought may have been hidden there as well. There is rumored to be an inactive golem, and I would love to study it. But at this point, I'm just happy to be out of stone, and I am in no way asking you to go look for those vaults and open them. I realize that your mission to get through is probably much more important.
I think
Is there
Where we
any way?
discovered-
Is there any way through without traversing this fort? I understood that was the only way through. Is that not the case? For us
This
to
is
proceed towards the tower?
the bunker, yes, but the vault inside the bunker you can definitely not go to.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the vault is another area of the bunker that, at this point, this is actually kind of looks through some of his things. He says, "Ah, yes, I do still have some of my notes. Luckily, they were turned to stone as well, preserved perfectly." He says, "So somewhere in the north eastern area is the bunker." Or sorry, the vault, which is easily noticed because the walls are steel reinforced. So you'll know when
Can you
you're in
repeat
the...
the last? Can you repeat the last bit of that again?
The walls are reinforced with steel where the vault is. So
I see.
there's supposed to be some treasure in there. That's what we were originally looking for.
Well, if we must traverse this bunker, we may have to deal with its occupants in one way or another. And should we render the area safe,
Yeah.
maybe
Really,
checking for items of power, aid our pursuit of the Shadow Lords would not go amiss.
really quick, Eli, I haven't really heard from you. Does he have anything to add to all this? Anything he wants to say?
Since
Questions or...
he's really just listening to it because this is probably the first time he's heard about any of this.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have anything in particular.
Any questions about what's been said or anything like that?
No, not right now. No.
Alright, so he's
I'll
just...
pop in. Yeah, there's a lot. I'll pop in if I think of something.
Okay. What about Glenn? I haven't heard from you in a bit. Is there... Giving you a chance to interact a little, is there anything else that Glenn would say? Is Glenn muted? Oh wait, Malin. Okay, Malin. I definitely have not heard from you either. Is there anything that Malin would say to all this?
I'm in a similar boat to Eli. I mean, I've heard obviously I've heard the story before what happened. So, but yeah, I wasn't really there, so I'm listening in.
All right, so Malin's just kind of quietly listening. No questions just yet. And at this point, your ally, whose name keeps Slovak, would say, "Well, I will try to help in any way I can. Obviously, I don't really have a way to leave right now, and your camp seems safe enough. You have some good people here, so I'm happy to travel with you." From what it sounds like, I mean, I've been talking to all of you a bit. You're kind of famous in the west of the Empire, the Splitlanders. Your name has become quite well known. So I'd be happy to share in the heroics and the tale that you're creating. Not sure as much why Glenn is seeking the tower, and he kind of looks to Glenn now. And actually, Boulder Bottom will also look to Glenn and say, "Yeah, Glenn, you never told us much about what you're looking for." Kind of bringing up that thing you didn't want to bring up last time. Although Glenn might be AFK. Why don't we take a quick 10-minute... oh, is he here?
Yeah, I was talking. I guess my push talk wasn't working.
Oh, okay. You were talking to who?
No, I was speaking. I guess my mom's push talk wasn't picking it up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. So yeah, Boulder Bottom kind of looks at you again, like, because you remember he did this before, and you kind of gave him a dirty look, and he would say, "Yeah, we don't know much about what Glenn's seeking." And then there's like a little bit of a silence, as if he's waiting for an answer.
He just smiles, and he is contemplating.
Slovik would also be, he says, Slovik would say, well, I'm sure Glenn has his reasons. I wouldn't push him if he does not wish to share them. And Boulder Bottom would just nod and say, of course, he's a trusted ally. Maybe one day you will trust us enough to tell us, friend. This is Boulder Bottom.
He sighs and he looks around. It's not that I don't trust you. It's just that, well, kind of sighs again. I guess
You cut out.
probably not supposed to say, but I guess it's not. I can leave this part out of my report. I'm actually. I'm actually royalty in disguise. No, I'm. He rolls like, no, I'm not. I'm actually a spy from the Empire.
A spy? What do you mean?
Oh, I thought you were saying you were a noble. Oh, my goodness.
He says, spying on us? Boulder Bottom
Yes.
seems surprised. He says, who would want to spy on? Well, actually, Boulder Bottom wouldn't say that, because he hasn't been with the group too long. I guess, okay, yeah, so none of the NPCs will say anything about that. Sorry, go ahead.
The Empire was, had some concerns about your group going around getting power and artifacts and facing against the Demon Lords, and wanted to make sure that your intentions were true. As I've been a spy and servant of the Empire for most of my life. And so they sent me to make sure that you were all on the up and up.
Yeah, that's pretty
that
good
way.
cover.
You got all those.
Yes, and I mean, I've found no one here wanting in terms of morality or goals. So I guess it's time I come clean. I'm simply here to just when I say I'm along for the ride, I'm not wasn't really lying. That's pretty much what I'm here for. To, you know, I mean, it's I've long since you guys aren't up to no good, obviously. So I'm just you know, it wants me you know, he kind of does air quotation marks, spying on you guys. I'm here along for the ride, and to help out and to cause a little bit of mischief here and there. And he smiled.
Along for the ride. Wait, wasn't the entire Dwarga Revolution your idea?
Exactly. That's why I said causing a little bit of mischief along the way.
Oh, that's a little. Okay.
Boulder Bottom says that wasn't something your masters told you to do. You just decided to start a revolution.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They had no. I had no idea about that. They didn't even know. Yeah.
Are you?
I am not. Also, go ahead.
No, you go. This is like my. If I was a PC with the group for a while, I have more to say, but I shouldn't. Like Boulder Bottom probably wouldn't say too much about this because he's only been with the group for a little bit, and he's more of.
I am not.
Go ahead.
I am not particularly well versed in the government and politics of Teruvia as active. I have been active in this age only a short time, but I understand that it's ruled by a council with of representatives of the most powerful families. So when you indicate that you have instructed to spy upon us by the government. Can you be more specific about which of these
Yeah, who
patriarchs
orchestrated
has
this?
an interest in our group?
I might have a good idea.
Well, it's there are several spy master groups, and I belong to one of them. That's also why I have an innate distrust for the spy master group, because I
I kind
know.
of thought you were working with them.
No, I know how innately annoying and distrustful and just how willing those spy network groups are willing to use people and throw them away without a second thought. I know that firsthand, and so I
Seem to have a
know.
very good opinion of the people you work with.
Well, it's just that I've had to do. I've had to use and throw people away as well on missions, and so I know firsthand not to trust other spies.
Fair enough.
Carly, and this is out of character just because I don't want to get my games mixed up.
Real
Did this...
quick, sorry, can we do a 10-minute break here?
Sure.
Sure.
And
yeah,
you
we
guys can
get
talk
on
about
board.
this out of character, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
take
I
my
don't
pup
need a
out, so I'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Pup, right?
If you need to take a break, Carly, that's fine.
No, I'm good if you.
I was just trying to recall, while we were in Taivanis, did this group make any contacts with powerful people that might have, sponsored us in any way, or that we thought to work with or get help from?
I think I was the
I mean,
only one, but that was with the university there.
That's right. You
Yeah,
did
so
join
yes,
the
but
guild, didn't you? Yeah.
yeah,
like,
Okay.
that was kind of where we made the most of those sort of things. But back in
But we
in
didn't
Char, I mean,
mean
Char was
with-
kind of like off the map,
But we
when
didn't
we
meet
were
with
there,
one of
so.
the government's council members, right? In this group. If it doesn't sound familiar to you, then I just
Yeah.
mix my groups up so
No.
badly that I don't trust myself. Okay.
Because we sort of skipped, because when things were starting to get political in Char after Isik, that's when we had, we're kind of forced to skip town and
Yeah.
go to the Shadowfell. So
Well, yeah. I meant
we
after we
didn't-
got back from the Shadowfell and we went to Taivanis, the capital. I meant that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is when
Uslag was too busy in the pit,
Chomsky
so
made
not
his
really.
contacts. Yeah. You were just in the fighting pits winning some money.
And so I, as a player, since I wasn't directly involved in any all that stuff, I don't remember because I don't have this, it didn't solidify in my brain really.
Yeah.
So yeah, Chomsky I think would know better, but yeah, did we?
I don't think we did. We stayed pretty low key.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we kind of wanted to stay low key.
And we've mostly kept
returned from the shadow.
And we've mostly kept information about Shadowlords and our mission to ourselves, with the exception of people who join our camp for a little while, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And we've been even more guarded with
had camps.
Yeah. Well, even before then, NPCs that were pretty much traveling with us or working with us. Yeah. So and then we've kept the knowledge of the soul crystals even tighter, I think.
Yeah, Chomsky feels bad about those.
Arapel just
don't look at Arapel's chest cavity.
right.
Okay.
Uh,
I read up more on my backstory than I forgot. So it's been since the beginning of the campaign. I was like,
yeah, it hasn't. Yeah, it's been so just
since I joined that. Yeah, that I'm like, okay, I need to let me look back through my conversation with Lou. It's refresher time.
So all the times that you got real dark with your suggestions on what we should do next, that was just a test for us.
It was to see if anybody would take the bet.
I mean, I kind of figured that was what you. I mean, obviously didn't know what you spy, but I figured when you said like I can change someone's memory for you and have them join us, I was like, there's no shot, bro. There's no shot. Stop it. There's absolutely no shot.
Hey, this is the group that someone was gonna spend story points to get Diddy to come with us, right? Or am I getting?
Yeah. I was gonna do that. So,
Did we do that?
Well, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Okay.
Oh, right, yeah, because we have to clear this area so that we can work with Diddy.
I mean, we didn't. I mean, yeah. Basically, we were gonna go and then after.
Oh, that's right. We're just doing this until the. Yep,
Yeah,
that
we're
makes
actually
sense.
not
Okay.
going through the tower yet.
It's kind of a shame. It's kind of a shame because I had gotten to Roic in the original Tuesday group, like going on 3 years ago now, and then the group fell apart, and it has taken so long to get back here. And now that when we finally got back, both Monday and Thursday are like doing this stuff. Kind of have been doing this stuff for the past months now. Like simultaneously, but in very different orders and aligning with different people and meeting different people.
I would
and
get so confused.
It's so confusing.
I would have to have like a flashcard set for like each game.
Was the other group also trying to do a revolution?
No, no. We actually moved through, like, Splitlanders got to Roic. Like, how long have we been here, like, in real-time Uslog? It's been months, right? Like, yeah. Of game time, like real life sessions, yeah. The other group got to Roic, like, just a few sessions ago, and we're here to get through here. We're here to move to the other side. So we've done a lot less. Yeah, we've done a lot less.
We just decided to have a little fun.
Right, yeah. And they're just now kind of they just found the tunnel, and they have not yet found the beholders. I hope. Yeah. We actually just entered the tunnel at the end of the last session. But yeah. But they did work with the Three Kings. Yeah.
So plan for today? Are we gonna take a rest here and then go try to clear out quite this slick?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, just I was gonna say something.
Cool. I definitely feel better about having all of our solutions should we encounter the beholders again. It went fairly smoothly in those few rounds of combat against them, but if we had remained without the things that were part of our plan in fighting them, then it could have been a much more dire circumstance. So I think, yes, we should complete a full regeneration cycle before returning, and save our abilities, using them wisely and sparingly in case of another encounter with beholders.
I'm fucking worried because we got not only 3 beholders, but a death tyrant, a death.
I'm pretty sure that's one of.
And a lich.
Right, because I'm pretty sure the Death Knight is one of the beholders.
You think? Do beholders take different forms?
Well, Death Tyrant is a form of a beholder, because remember when we first
sorry. I thought you said. Apologies. I thought you said Death Knight, and I'm like, no, what? Because we thought. Okay.
I hope so. Because
I thought you were saying like the way dragons can take a humanoid form. I was like, what?
One of the guys said like, oh, when we ran into beholders, there was multiple, and one of them was like mutated.
I hope so. It would suck to have 3 beholders plus a death tyrant.
Yeah, it's too bad Malin wasn't able to get another round of punches on that one.
Yeah, I just needed a couple crits because I crit all the guys afterwards.
Yeah.
I was burning my slow slots the best I could.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Arapal never got close enough to punch one of them, because I mean, I would have spent. I probably wouldn't have spent higher level just because I wanted to save it for like Revivify and Aura of Purity. But I would have stuck some level 2 smites on any swings I had gotten, you know.
Yeah.
Plus, I had
What was-
put the enchantment on my weapon, so.
What was the plan with the pyrotechnics, Chomsky? I can't remember. We had a plan for it.
We were gonna use it to
It
blind,
creates a
right?
smoke. Yeah,
Yeah.
it creates
Oh.
a non-magical smoke.
I think it could still be valuable. Obviously, we were planning for a combat in an open cavern, and encountering them in the fort has introduced interesting caveats to that plan. But they could still come in handy.
Just saying, if we could fucking surround that Death Knight or the Death Tyrant and just wail on him, and
Yeah.
and like separate a few of those guys one by one, because I'm worried about running into like 2 beholders and a lich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
3?
Yeah. Do we see the third beholder when in the first cave?
We have not seen any.
Okay.
You
We've
didn't
only
see
seen
any of
2
them in the first
beholders.
I think
at
that
I
is
any
was
one
under the
time.
impression there were 3.
I thought
Oh,
that-
that's
Yeah.
right. We actually
So-
never visually saw the third, did we?
Maybe the third one
And
is
we've
that
been
undead one?
told-
That's
That's what I'm saying.
possible.
That's what I'm pretty
That's
sure.
what. Yeah.
That's terrifying.
Because 2 of the 3 were zapping Malin from the darkness, so we didn't get eyes on them. I mean, we ended up seeing 2 once we entered the fort, but in the initial cavern encounter, I don't know that we even saw more than 1. We just saw rays coming from the darkness.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's possible though that it's not the same, but maybe.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm back.
back.
How are we all doing?
But I think.
We'll just finish off. I was reading a primer back through my backstory that yeah, he was unfortunately I was convicted of a crime I did not commit, and so I have been working my debt off as a spy. And it was the Phoenix Guild that made a big thing about a group of adventurers that had allegedly run into some Shadowlord named Guyvok and wanted them watched. So.
How did they?
I was gonna say you didn't seem very pleased with your job, so that would explain it.
Just out of sheer curiosity, but what was that crime that you did not commit that you were convicted of?
Killing a noble. In the wrong place at the wrong time, unfortunately.
Alright.
And so they had to put the blame on somebody. Even though I had always been a loyal servant of the Empire. But thankfully, because of my talents, my colleagues were able to convince them that death was not worthwhile, and I would be able to better serve the Empire by working off my sentence. And thus, he kind of opens his arms. The barred appearance you see before you. Because no one questions the lowly bard. He can go anywhere. He can be anything. Even a translator, which is how I earned my way into your all's company.
This is true. We did need a translator.
Yep. And what do you think of our mission? Is this something that you find word? Yeah, I mean, you don't have any particular personal reasons for going after this, but is it something that you are willing to help us with? I guess.
I'm thinks for a second.
Yeah, what's the
Obviously, obviously Shadowlords are bad. I mean, I don't. I mean, any 5-year-old can hear this tale and point and say Shadowlord. You all know that. That's why you're doing what you're doing. I don't really have a personal dog in the fight, so to speak. I'm not the type of person that will get up and act because bad people are doing bad things, but I am the type of person to get up and act when my friends need help, or if bad people are doing bad things to my friends. So, well, I don't have any. I guess my personal reason for being against the Shadow Lords is because my companions are. I don't really need any greater reason than that.
All right. Anything
Someone
else?
just gives him a punch on the shoulder. Like, yeah. Hell yeah.
He smiles and
Well, Slovik seems very interested in all this. He would say, well, it sounds like you all have good intentions. That said, I don't think I'm anywhere near the level of skill that you all possess. I'm not sure if I'd be more of a hindrance or a help on this mission. Or just get myself killed. And he says, I don't think I have anything I can offer in your entry into the Rune Master Tower, which I'm sure will be laden with all sorts of deadly traps if the Rune Master's abilities from history or anything to fall back on.
We did acquire some intel on some of the defenses of the tower, but of course there will be things that we have no forewarning on.
Well,
So, do you have a home to go back to, per se? I mean,
he says, not really. I mean, I might have some family within the Empire. I know the elves had moved north after the emergence and were establishing some sort of territories past the mountains. I'm assuming that is either still in progress or maybe turned out well for them. I'd probably look into that. But
well,
as you say, I don't really have a place to go just yet.
I would say join us here at our camp. You know, you don't feel like you owe us anything, but we come across things and artifacts and issues that an arcanist like yourself could help with, especially somebody who has been alive as long as you have.
He says, I suppose that's true. I do have pretty decent knowledge of history. Alright, well, if you keep feeding me, I'll help you as best I can.
Chomsky, you think you can take care of that?
Yes, always. Now not to feed means I get to cook more.
Alright. So he says, well, I think this has been very informative. Thank you all for telling me of all that has happened. Fascinating story. I'm sure, Glenn, you'll make a grand ballad out of all this someday.
Oh, you read my mind, friend. Once the adventures are done, I will create an epic like no one has ever created before. It'll be once in a generation.
Says, well, I'll be interested to hear it. And how you portray me in it. He gives you a wink. Alright, so anyone else want to say anything? If not, I'm just going to kind of pass the scene.
Chelsky's identifying some stuff.
Oh, are you? What are you identifying?
That we just picked up.
Oh, the armor? So they are both +1 weapons.
Cool.
Or, sorry, +1 weapon, +1 armor.
Cool. Does anybody want those, or should we toss them in the bag?
I don't know much about half plate, but
I can't
I
use
feel like it's gonna be. I can use it. I don't know if it's my style.
it.
I've already got this chest plate.
Okay.
But I'll look into it. I'll look into it.
So I guess for now it's going in the, you can leave it in the camp too. I think the camp can carry something like 1,000 pounds right now.
Oh, great.
Or wait, did you guys hire any camp people? Oh, you have one labor. You can carry 100 pounds for the camp right now. You gotta...
Well, I'd imagine the dwarf we rescued. I was gonna see if maybe he would stay on with us as well.
Yeah, sure. The dwarven fighter.
Yeah.
I guess you guys have pretty good defenses, so we could have him act as a laborer. And we can have, yeah, because you didn't hire anyone from the city. So I guess we have, I'll say we have, the 3, which means the camp can carry 300 pounds.
Alright.
And, that would raise the upkeep a little. Just be an extra 2 silver a day. Alright, so... yeah, what do you want to do? I guess we'll pass the scene and keep passing time. I had one more thing I wanted to do. So this would be later in the day. We'll say it is... like about... how long does your spell last? 24 hours? Your mansion?
Yep, 24 hours.
Alright, so it's getting late. I'll say around 7 o'clock in the evening. When Chomsky, you're in your little workshop in the forest, and you would hear the door open behind you. Turning around, you see Slovik there. He says, Chomsky, I was hoping I could ask you about something.
Always, my friend.
He says, Arapel is quite the construct, is she not? Or, sorry, is he not?
Very, very much so.
And he was telling me about how he is a Therian creation. Though I noticed something strange about him, and I was going to ask you. On the back of him, there are some strange devices, almost like some sort of... I was thinking something that you may have put there. Some sort of artificer trimmings. And it seems like there is a bit of a necrotic residue coming from him. Do you know anything about this?
What I don't know much about the artificer parts. The necrotic residue might be his battery. Or might be coming from Arapel's battery.
A battery?
Powers, per se.
You're not saying that Arapel is powered by a soul crystal?
That is what I am saying. We were imprisoned in a prison in the Shadowfell, and when we Uslag and I ran across Arapel, and they were deactivated at the time and needed a power source, and that was the closest power source we could find to reanimate our little...
I suppose that you know about the origins of those crystals and how they're created.
I suppose you don't know much about me. But yes.
Says
yes,
now.
I am somewhat familiar with the origins of those crystals and how they're created. I've done quite a bit of research.
Says, you know, many, because of the conspiracies, he says, well, the conspiracies with the dwarven rune masters and Gaivok, many dwarves had died secretly to create those, like literally thousands.
Yes, I am familiar with that. When I was in the Shadowfell, I was tasked with helping produce some of those in my imprisonment.
So you've helped create soul crystals as well.
And yes, unwillingly, I have been a part of that.
He seems
And,
a
that
little.
is part of the motivation for me.
So you
going
notice
back.
he would seem a little uneasy, and he would say, he says, would it not have been better to just refuse and face the consequences? Like the moral and ethical questions behind what you did, or if you truly did help create these, I mean, I assume many died by your hand.
I was trying to uncover a way to develop these without sacrificing people. Imagine the power and energy that we could gain from being able to produce crystals without sacrificing thousands.
Says you're speaking of the old arcane crystals.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, were you able to figure that out?
Not yet. I was captured by the Shadowlord's armies in my quest in understanding these.
Says, do your companions know about this? What you've done?
Some of them.
I see.
We have discussed it before, yes.
Says, well, I suppose it's hard to say what I would have done in your situation, but I assume the weight of it is still with you, and may always be with you.
Are you saying I look far older than I am? But yes, it is quite heavy.
Give me a persuasion check.
My best skill.
Okay. So yeah, give me an active insight check. Okay. He just nods and says, well, that's all I was curious about. Does Arapel himself know how he's being powered?
I don't think so.
He says,
I think it's best we keep it that way.
He sighs. He says, I don't know, but of course I'll honor your wish. Yeah, it's this weighs a bit on me, Chomsky, but thank you for being honest. And he would leave.
Cool.
All right. So that is pretty much all the interactions. You could pass the evening. Nothing happened. Luckily, Uslug's, or was it Uslug? Whoever made the 30. Maybe it was Chomsky.
Uslug
Oh wait.
Oh no. Okay, sorry. The tracks were us.
Yeah, you guys did a really good job finding a spot to put this in. So you would get a long rest. Go ahead and long rest. It is now the 36th of spring at 8 a.m. What does the group want to do?
Alright, gang, let's get back in there and wipe some beholders.
Same time every day.
Yep.
We'll never expect it.
Alright.
Make sure we're ready if we've got some more friends there than we originally thought.
We'd
we
want
do
to try
have
to
a
fight
bunch of...
them one by one if possible. A little at a time.
I have 3 potions of greater healing. Do we want to pass those out?
Oh yeah.
And then I think there's also 6 potions of necrotic resistance. I'm not sure how much necrotic damage we'll be taking.
Wasn't that Death Knight? Doing
Yeah, the ray that was pretty bad.
How long does that potion last?
Usually an hour, I
An
believe.
hour.
Yeah, I'll take 1 over here.
Did I use mine last time? I think.
I don't think so.
No, I have a supreme healing and a regular one on me. So, yeah.
Cool. So, pass out the potions of necrotic resistance? Or go ahead, Airpo.
I was gonna say I have 2 regular potions of healing.
Cool.
Yeah. How many necrotic resistances do we have?
So we have 7 potions of necrotic resistance.
Yeah,
Okay,
make
we
sure.
should
Let's just give
definitely
them
all
to
have it.
everyone. Yeah.
Cool. And then we have 3 potions of greater healing. So everybody's got a potion of necrotic resistance.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And those lasted how long again? Oh, I can look into it.
1 hour.
1 hour. Okay.
I have a potion of fire breath. Forgot about that.
was
Fire
fun.
breathing. Okay.
I enjoyed.
And Airpel doesn't.
once.
After he activates his sensor and his chromatic infusion, he doesn't really have bonus actions. So that actually might be a good one. That's probably why you guys gave it to him.
Yeah.
I just forgot I had it.
All right. Are we ready to go back in? All right.
Yes.
So the group will leave the comforts of Glenn's magnificent mansion in the forest, heading back into the dusty, dreary caves. And traveling through them, you
Now,
would...
Glenn, Eli, do any of you want a potion of greater healing?
Yeah, I'll take 1.
I have one.
Cool. Glenn?
Sure, I'll take 1.
Great.
Alright, so... you get to the stairwell, which heads down into the area.
Mid stairwell, can I transform?
Before you go down, you're transforming.
Well, like before we enter, I basically want to prep this before we might run into someone transform, Crimson Right.
Okay, the
potion.
the hour things.
Yeah.
Sure. So you get your transformation as you're going down the stairwell. You would get to the bottom, and I assume remade Carl, right?
Our brave, valiant steed.
Yeah, so you are down at the bottom, once again in the dark tunnels of this place.
I would
Carl forward to change his HP. It's not actually up there.
Luckily there is a light source.
I would light a torch again. Yeah.
Me too.
Where the holder's at.
So go ahead. I'll just say, go ahead and just drag a torch out if you're lighting one.
Oh yes.
We'll do it the
Doing
old-fashioned way. Know how much you love dragging the torches around the dungeon with you.
I mean, okay, I'm only using it so that I can throw it strategically if we get into combat and need light. So can I just leave it on my token and then pull it out if I'm actually gonna throw it or drop it? Because Arapel's got light on his shield too. He always has his light spell on his shield.
Yeah, I guess. Well, your token does have a light spell on it right now.
Right.
So yeah, you should have a light spell on your token. That's fine.
Yeah.
Does Uslag also have a light spell on her?
No, she's carrying a torch.
Okay. I guess
The light bulb, good.
Yeah. Should I put it on your token, or are you actually going to carry one? Like a little torch token?
I could.
Alright, I'll just put it on your
I'm
token.
torch impaired, but
There, now you have it on
I
your
have a hard
token.
time with it. They're always getting stuck in walls and stuff.
Alright, so you are carrying the torch in one hand, and I'm guessing
Yes.
your sword is kind of in the other hand. Obviously, you have to drop the torch to use the sword.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Alright, so yeah, what are you going to do?
That's to light up an area.
How long does your aura of protection last, Arapel?
Oh, the aura of purity is not up, but the aura of protection is permanent, and that's the smaller one. So let me
That's
get
the one that can help us with our things, right?
the saving throw one is permanent,
Oh, okay,
but,
so
but it's only 10 feet.
all right,
Yeah.
Minu Slog,
Oh, did I just delete him? I thought my cursor was in the little bubble where I was trying to remove the aura, the 30-foot aura, and my cursor apparently was not in the bubble, and I deleted my token. Okay.
All right, me and Uslog tandem in front of each other. Arapel's gonna be right behind us. And
Are you still at half health, Uslog?
Oh, whoops.
Also, you can
I
probably
don't, like,
take all those
space on pressing
icons
the
off
button.
yourself.
Yeah, I just need to press the long rest.
And as soon as combat happens, I think we just need to close the distance and run at and try to take out the beholder as fast as possible.
That doesn't
I will
work.
cast haste on myself. Eli will cast possible haste on Uslog, and just have to bum rush a beholder.
Check.
Okay, guys, tight formation. Let's go down the hall.
Tight formation may actually be a disadvantage in some, but no, you're right. The protection, yeah.
Also, Glenn is not at full.
Long
I
rest.
forget sometimes about my token. I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm so in my head. Just like.
It won't let me take off the blade song.
Alright, I think I'm gonna take it off. That's weird.
Can we like snap the group together to like we all travel in this formation basically?
Unfortunately, we can't do that. The only thing we could do is do a party token, but positioning is kind of important in here.
Yeah. Okay, let's just one at a time. Nice.
Alright, so Malin, as you step there, you would see a rune light up on this wall and this wall.
Oh, these things. Step back.
And it explodes.
Oh.
This is not it's not the delayed one. I need dex saves from everyone except Glenn, who is exactly 20 feet away from it. Or 25 feet.
It's like,
DC is 19.
Oh.
Oh, for
Alright,
crying loud. For 14, even with the flash.
Heck
do
yeah.
not want to get hit.
So if you made it, you would take 13 fire. If you failed it, you take 26.
I'm gonna use reactive resistance.
Okay. There is another rune that flashes, and I need a con save.
Wait.
It's like these weren't here before. They knew we would be back.
Alright, hold up. So
Yep.
Hell yeah.
I did make them. How much? What do I have to
Oh,
do?
nice. Eli's.
So the first one, if you made it, you took 13 fire. If you failed it, you took 26.
Okay, so I mean that resistance. So I took 1 to 3. Okay, and then con saves.
Then con saves.
What's the DC on this?
19 again.
Oh.
Plus 4 is 15. Can you flash me? No.
Yeah, I'll flash.
Remember, if you flashed once, you can't do it again.
Oh, yeah, stack flash.
Oh, he already did?
This is, well, you'd have one reaction, because these happen simultaneously.
Oh, well, I haven't flashed it, so.
Then yes, you can, if you haven't yet.
Alright, yeah.
I'll flash it.
Because I know someone was saying they were flashing with the last one. And no,
he said
you.
even if he flashed, he was still gonna miss it.
Oh no, you can't double flash a genius. They don't.
No, I'm not not flashing.
He was
not...
he was considering, but he
Oh.
said even if he did flash, he
Oh,
still
I see
he
what you're
would've
saying.
made it.
So
Yeah, no, I
yeah.
never.
So yeah, okay.
Cool,
So
then,
this would be necrotic
Oof.
damage. Again, 16 if you made it, 33 if you failed.
And that's my good save too, and I managed to fail it.
You said 15 if we made it.
16 damage if you
16.
made it,
Oh,
33
you
if you
made it.
failed.
My bad, Airfo.
What's that?
My bad. Oh, I thought you had made it. Oh, well,
No,
maybe
yeah,
not,
I rolled
because
17.
those necrotic potions.
I can flash her repel then if she doesn't make it.
Oh, I didn't make it.
I already rolled the damage though, so it'd be
Oh.
too late. Because yeah, it would have to be declared before the damage. So yeah, those 2 runes go off, and yeah, that's it.
I turn
There's
around very
gonna be more ahead.
sheepishly. I look very sheepishly back behind him, like, that's my bad, guys. That's on me. I wasn't familiar with their game.
Perhaps we should, check for traps as we go.
Is someone who's good at checking traps would like to go first?
These weren't necessarily traps. There's no way you could have spotted this unless you had a detect magic going, because it like literally lit up as you walked in like the area.
Cool, so I'll
So
throw
we
up a
can't-
detect magic.
Okay, so you are
And
now.
What time is it?
It is. It is. I'll say 8:20.
Oh, 2:40.
Wait, did you fail both saves, Malin?
I
made
failed
the,
both.
No, I made the second one.
I failed both, but I used reactive resistance on the first
Wait, you rolled an 11 on the second one. How did you make that?
Well, +4 on from the being next to Arapel, and then Chomsky flashed me, so that was an 8.
one. Chomsky
Oh.
likes splashing people.
Chomsky used a flash. Okay, I see.
I was so confused. Yeah. Never mind.
Alright,
I'm
so
good.
you did use a flash then, Chomsky, because I thought you said
Yeah.
you didn't use it.
Yeah, because I thought people were talking about it already. But yeah,
No,
I
didn't
did
use a
extend
flash.
that flat. Which is
Alright.
why I didn't. Cool, so I got detect magic up.
Alright,
which way do we want
so-
to head?
Go ahead and mark yourself as concentrating.
Cool.
And yeah, where are you heading?
And do you want to go ahead of me, Chomsky, in that case?
Yeah. Which
Okay.
direction do we go?
I think we're going north.
I'm also going to take a new healer kit out of my compartment and put it in my belt pouch because it looks like I've only got 1 charge left.
Okay. So you fish it out as an action. You said you're heading straight? Down this,
For everybody's good, yeah.
Let's send Carl first.
Poor guy.
I mean, he could test all the
Poor-
traps for us, but he's not alive. I've come across these
Oh, that's
kinds
a
of
good
runes
point.
in the past. In the caves.
Alright, so
Sorry,
Chomsky,
I was getting out my healing kits.
as you're moving around the statues, you would sense something magical coming from the wall over here. At the
Maybe
30-foot
everybody stands
mark.
a little further back than me.
Okay.
Like
And
when?
Carl and I. Yeah, Carl and I will cautiously approach forward.
Alright. You would see there is a second one. Again, it looks like there's 2 magic signatures on the wall. One is necromancy, one is evocation.
All right, I'm going to drink my potion of necrotic resistance.
If this continues, well, sure.
I'll do the
Should I
same.
try dispel magic on these? Can't do it many times, but
Allow me that.
100%.
Do you want me just to walk through it? I am resistant to both of these.
I remember. I don't know if anyone's good at. I remember someone once using some tools to dispel them.
Yeah,
Not really exactly dispel them, but mar them enough that they were not usable. It's
Can't
sort of a
Is there
we
a room?
maybe stand back and somebody shoot a firebolt at the runes to trigger them?
Well, you don't see runes, you see magic signatures. You're not sure if the
Oh.
runes can be targeted.
Is there
Yeah,
a way
when
to
I-
use arcane components or some sort of components to dispel them?
Can
You-
they?
You don't think so, because with those runes, you were able to get close without them going off. These seem to
True.
trigger when you're close to them.
AoE. Cool.
Can
Yeah.
the
Ben,
magic
what are you
signatures
saying?
be dispelled?
Sorry, what?
Can the magic signatures be dispelled?
Oh yeah, you're certain these. Well, give me an Arcana check, DC 13. If you're looking, or Glenn's describing them. Yeah, so you would guess these are third level magical effects. So you think Dispel would work on them? No.
Great. The other option is to have Carl walk through it.
Or I could walk through it.
I mean,
Why?
what do you guys think?
I mean, if you
Guys
want to
walk
walk
through
through,
explosion.
So the evocation one is probably going to be fire,
Yeah.
I'm resistant to that.
and so he'll
Well, it still will hurt somewhat.
We have Carl.
Yeah, that's probably
No need for Mal and you to take damage.
Yeah,
We have,
if it works on constructs, then that would be ideal.
Okay.
Carl-
you can just mending him back up, right? As long as
yeah,
it's not
and
towards
the
him.
other option is to dispel. So mending takes 1 minute to give him a few HP. But yeah.
All right,
The other
step
option
back
is
so
dispel.
when he explodes it, we don't get
Yeah.
caught in the wave.
Sounds great.
Alright, so Carl's stepping forward.
Brave alpaca. Bravest of them
The
all.
bravest of the alpacas. So he is going to step inside them. There's another explosion. Go ahead
Okay.
and give me a dex save. Alright, so Carl dodges that one, taking 20 fire. But will fail the con save. Taking 34. So 54 damage total.
Oh.
As he is burned and drained of energy.
So, well, I have my detect magic up. If we can continue moving forward.
Do you want to take a minute or two to mend, Carl?
Oh.
You'd have to take several minutes because mending doesn't put him to full. It
So
just does some
we'll do
healing.
this.
Right, I know. That's why I said a couple minutes. I didn't know if he would get him back to full, but to give him some. I don't know how much he has left.
That's
So you use
good idea.
repair, which is the Carl's healing ability. So Carl gains back 15 as he quickly does some self repairs.
Nice.
I'll look at the party and ask, should I mend Carl or just let him continue?
I think that taking a couple minutes would be helpful. We may need his services again.
Cool. Then I'll spend a 2d6 that I get.
For each minute. So,
We'll start with 1 minute.
alright. So you are doing mending. Let me check something. Alright. So Eli.
yes.
They're behind us, aren't they?
And Glenn, actually.
Or
Uh,
in front of us.
You would. Fortunately, too late. See something coming out of the shadows over here.
Oh, are you really that far back, Eli and Glenn?
Give me initiatives.
Yep.
Everybody?
Yeah.
Or- yeah. Okay.
Uh,
So we would definitely sense that.
I think, is anyone immune to surprise? Well, I don't think, since maybe they shouted something out as they saw it, so we'll say no one's surprised, because luckily they, did notice it. But a beholder comes out of the darkness. Once again down the hall. And the first act, luckily...
Oh my word.
Is everyone on there?
Okay, well, we wanted to hopefully take them on one at a time. We'll see if that's...
Eli, luckily you would be the first to act as this thing appears.
Do I feel the magic?
Oh, good
stuff
point.
that we-
Yes, you would feel the tinge of anti-magic upon you. Because there's no reason he wouldn't come in with that active.
Right. And,
He yells something at you in a language you don't understand.
yeah. So I will I'll just move back here, yelling that there's the beholder down this hall, hide behind the wall, and dodge.
Hide behind the bard.
Yep.
Behind the bard. Well, luckily, Glenn is the next to go.
Nice.
The next one.
I kind of like the idea of... Oh, sorry.
You also feel the tinge of anti-magic upon you.
Uh, 5, 10, 5, 30. Guys, the beholder's behind us.
Yeah, we heard.
I'm going to, as bonus action, give Uslog Bardic Inspiration.
Alright, so Uslog is inspired as your bonus.
Do we have a little dot or something I can put on to remind myself? 'Cause I always
You can use, like, the music notes, is what people use.
Awesome.
Not the Blade Song one, but, yeah, I mean, honestly, you could use anything you want, as long as it isn't one of the defined ones.
The Blade Song one is the single note, so just grab one of the ones that's like a double note or something. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, anything else, Glenn?
I have to take the dodge action for right now. Anything else to do?
Alright. So that is it for you. You're dodging. Uslog.
Well, I'm going to chug my necrotic resistance potion and suggest that perhaps we let them come into this more open area. I don't know.
I think we just wait
surround
for
them
here. Yeah,
Yes.
Yes, to come down.
Yes, so she'll chug that, and that was her action. So I can rage because I don't lose my rage anymore if I don't attack things. So I'm going to do that.
Alright, you're raging.
Yeah.
Ship a little further up, or
Yeah. Actually,
You do have to
yes.
take damage,
of
be
them.
attacked, or attack before your next turn.
But the
Right?
reason
Oh,
that
you
I
have the,
was going to- yeah.
you
That's
have
the only reason that I'm raging right
continual
now.
rage.
Is because,
Okay,
Yeah. versus
that's right.
which I
You're a higher level.
would like.
Alright, anything else?
Nope. She's got her necrotic resistance and.
Alright, Malin.
Alright, I'm gonna haste myself
Boop, 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 boop.
and just go down here and
Alright, so as you hit that area, you would feel the haste dissipate. So how much movement did you spend to get there?
So I was right here, so I went 25 feet.
Alright, so you would only have 5 feet left.
I mean, really? I mean, he's down. Well, he was down here. This still gets us here.
Yeah, the cone goes around the corner. That's the exact spot where you'd start getting hit with the anti-magic.
Do you mind if I back up a little bit?
If you want to use another 5 feet to back up, that's fine. The haste would just, hit you again.
Reactivate.
Because I think you still have 5 feet of movement.
Yeah.
And if you back up one, you'd gain back the extra 30 feet. Alright, so the haste becomes unsuppressed as you back out of the cone area.
Yeah, I guess I'll take the dodge action.
Alright. The Beholder. You hear it moving. You're not sure exactly what it's doing. But it doesn't, as far as you can tell, it doesn't move into a position where you are. And you would still feel the anti-magic on you, Eli.
Okay.
So yeah, you just hear it moving around back there doing something. Gnome.
I don't think I can move too much.
I guess we just have to be prepared if someone comes down the hallway.
Yeah. I guess.
I should have thrown my torch down.
I will bonus action activate my boots of speed.
Yeah.
And I think I'm in a fine spot for right now. I'm gonna have Carl. Yeah, I'm gonna dodge. Well, I'll scoot up onto just past Carl's square, and then have Carl shoot down this hallway here, and he's also gonna dodge.
Okay. So... Okay. So that is it for you. And Carl went
should
down
lit
the
up.
hall dodging, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So from the north.
Carl should be lit up.
Oh, is he not? Do you have light on him?
Yeah, he's carrying a torch in his mouth.
Okay. So he has light. So from the north, a familiar creature comes into view.
Order.
Oh, big and ugly.
Oh,
You all would feel some kind of withering aura on you coming from his eye. This isn't anti-magic, this is something else. And he is gonna fire some death rays. Or some eye stalk rays. Let me check something.
This hallway is too long.
This hallway is too long.
Oh, I can just barely make it.
So the first ray, he's gonna aim at Chomsky. Doing a death ray.
That doesn't sound very nice.
your potion.
Chomsky, I need a dex save.
Oh, my dex.
But there's only one person inside here. Sorry.
gonna.
I'm gonna use inspiration.
Okay, so you have advantage. DC is 17.
Try again. Well, I'm gonna flash.
Alright, so you spend a second flash to make this save. And you would be hit by necrotic energy. Ignore.
I was dodging. So did I automatically get advantage on the dex save?
If you were dodging, then yes, that would give you advantage.
Oh, cool. Great.
But you would have, yeah, you would have made it with the flash.
Yeah.
So you would take 26 necrotic damage.
And then half of that because I drank my necrotic potion.
Okay, so then you would take 13 necrotic damage.
Great.
Second ray he's gonna fire at you. It's gonna be the petrification ray.
Save.
So I need another dex save. Luckily you're dodging, so you still have advantage. Or wait, sorry, you said you're dodging?
Yes.
Arapel, I need a dex save. Seeing that you're dodging, he is gonna fire at Arapel instead.
And Arapel's terrible at dex saves, so this will be fun.
Well, there you go.
I didn't even realize I had +4.
So the ray flies
Or
past
the
you,
stealth.
luckily. And then he's gonna throw a third ray. Which is gonna be... That's gonna be at Chomsky. I need a wisdom save.
Oh,
And this is not an advantage.
that sucks. I'm gonna use my inspiration to make it advantage.
Okay.
Oh, I don't need to because I have gnome cunning.
Does that just give you advantage on wisdom saves? Okay. Ooh, so no, that
Ain't no saving that.
is gonna fail. Luckily, it is a fear effect, fear ray, so you become feared for 1 minute, but you get to repeat the saving throw each turn. So those are his 3 rays, and that is it for him. Arapel.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
So does this only work if he had been in my aura while when it activated, or like if I stepped up and put him in my aura now, would it cancel that fear?
It says can't be frightened.
Oops, I didn't mean to move.
I think the effect's on him, so at this point he has to make the save.
Okay.
It's just while the aura's on him, he's immune to the to him being targeted by it.
All right, and then let's see here. Bell. Okay, and then I'm just checking my stuff.
Can you charge that thing? I'm gonna go right at it for after I aggravate.
Well, yeah, I was just seeing if I could help Chomsky first on my way.
And I will say, being a healer, or being a heal bot, you would know that this aura from the eye that you're in makes it impossible to gain hit points. As long as you're in its aura, its eye beam.
Oh, is there an aura? Okay.
The eye beam from the undead one.
How long is it? Or how far is it?
It's 180 feet, so it's the
Oh,
whole
wow.
hallway.
Right.
How would you phrase this? Like any hit points, or like you can still get temp HP, or based on something?
You can get temp, you just can't get, like, you can't gain hit points in any way.
Oh, you can't heal. Okay.
So you can't heal, basically.
All right, I think I'm gonna cast Aura of Purity.
Okay.
And
Alright, so you are now pulsing an aura of purity out.
And then I'm going to move up 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And I'm going to, since I'm near Malin or Uslag, I'll activate my sensor aura.
Okay.
I mean, could you? Well, okay, if you want to, I'm gonna say like I'm gonna run up there next turn. Could you
Yeah, but I
next turn
can't.
slap me with
Yeah,
something?
and so I'll use another bonus action on another turn to
Okay.
amp
no
up your
problem.
fists.
Alright.
We slip a shout. We should.
Because before the guy came up north, I was going to run down and put the
Yeah.
infusion on your fists. All right, and then let me just find where is that. Okay, and that's my turn.
Alright, so at the end of your turn, the Death Tyrant is going to fire another one of its eye beams over at Chomsky. Chomsky, I need a strength save. Alright, so you would fail. Any reactions? Anyone doing anything?
There's nothing I can do. I have flash, but what's the DC on that?
Okay.
What's the effect?
So, well, you don't know yet.
Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know if I can do anything.
Alright. So you feel yourself being lifted off the ground as the Psy-Ray hits you, and you feel a powerful force kind of like crushing you as you become restrained.
I can't be restrained.
Alright.
Oh.
Well, you are floating off the ground then, not restrained, just kind of like flapping your arms around, as your anti-restrain kind of keeps it from keeping your arms in place. You would take some bludgeoning damage, though.
Oh, man.
15 points.
Great.
And you're kind of floating off the ground. Not restrained, but unable to move, so you can still, dodge and stuff in midair. But yeah, that would be the end of Arapel's turn, and Eli, into this new round. What are you gonna do?
So I still feel the magic, anti-magic, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah, you would, because you're 10 feet from the corner. So, you think it kind of cones out, probably to these two squares. Actually, wait, where you are, I don't think you would, because it would only cone out like this. So it'd be the square in front of you and this square.
If that's the case, I will cast haste on Uslag.
Oh wait, I just realized we're a bit over time. Before we do that, maybe we should stop here.
Okay.
Let's hold your turn, and yeah, because it's 8:38. Let's do MVP votes. Those dastardly beholders.
Yeah.
If you had kept going, I wouldn't have had the attack, but they heard the explosions, and you gave them a minute to get in position for the ambush.
Yeah, we should not have done that.
Oh, it's okay.
So it was 20-20.
Yeah. Alright, I got 5 votes. Yeah, I realized I think I was revealing too much about powers and stuff by clicking on the abilities, so I'm probably going to do that a little bit less just to keep some mystery as to what the enemy's doing. So... Oh, is there a tie? Yeah, there's a tie. Chomsky and Glenn. I need D20 rolls.
I have inspiration. Do you have inspiration, Chomsky?
No, you can't forfeit. You have to roll. Rolling for the title. It's for the title. Oh, look at that. Glenn is the master. Yeah, I think... Well, wait, Chomsky, didn't you use your inspiration for the one save?
No, you didn't have to. Cause...
No, yeah, because I have.
Oh, because that's right. You were dodging that whole time. Okay.
I'm dodging, yeah.
So yeah, Glenn, you are MVP. Congrats. Get your inspiration, which you might still have. I don't know.
I do.
Whoever uses their inspirations.
It's
All right.
you only get. Yeah, it's hard. It's they're rare. They're
Well, I
hard
don't
to
ever
rare.
use my potions in Baldur's Gate either.
That's fair. I don't either, so I can't give you too much shit. People are like, man, these potions do so much cool shit. I'm like, there are potions? They do stuff? I just thought they were healing potions. There are other potions?
Right.
Like, oh man, these potions of speed. I'm like, yeah, I have like 15 of those.
I should probably use those.
Honestly, I don't really like the potions of speed because they only last 2 rounds, so I just use the scrolls of haste instead.
Yeah.
Because I mean, 2 rounds in a combat, like if you're gonna get stunned when it.
I had my weird bullshit fungus druid who got that cape that let her do like haste spores, so I could just keep the whole party hasted. It was stupid. It's like who designed these rules?
There's also haste for grenades.
What is this, Matt Mercer? But don't take that. Matt
There's
Mercer.
also haste spore grenades that you can stock up on while you're in the Underdark, especially if you visit the vendors again and again. So I used those a lot, like in Act 3.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, yeah, good game, everyone. Who'd we lose? Chomsky's like, I'm out of here.
Bye.
I'm out of here. Screw you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna take some notes, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Good game, everyone.
All
All right,
right.
everybody.
GG's.
Good night.
Bye.
See you next
See you next week.
Boom.